Good evening and welcome everybody to session 3 of the Ritual Cast's presentation of D&D 5e Age of Shackles. Thank you for joining us. If there is something you don't understand or would like to know more about, you are encouraged to ask questions. Please sit back and enjoy yourselves as I take the next few minutes to give a brief recap of the highlights from our last game. As we started our last session, the party, everything ventured, had finally arrived at Pondfrog, only to find that the entire village seems to shut down as the sun set due to a strict curfew that had been enacted after their troubles began. After a brief and informal interrogation by the posted guardsmen patrolling the village borders, it was discovered that they were in fact expected and were quickly led to the home where they would be staying for the duration of their quest. The party, with the privilege of skipping curfew, decided to take a quick look around the village to see if they could spot anything that would be of immediate assistance in solving the mystery of the Pondfrog nuisance. They stopped by the home of a local tradesman and brewer that ran a sort of public house from an exposed bar patio built into his home, where they learned of the 3 competing factions that had formed in response to the village issues, as well as getting a few names of villagers that might be worth speaking to further. In a village where life stops when the sun disappears behind the trees, things tend to start as the first light crests the horizon. And as such, our adventurers got a rather early start to their day after spending a night in the home of the deaf netweaver Emil. They were able to meet with the town's chief alderman, Alvar Alverson, who had prepared to meet with the birds along with 3 chosen faction leaders of the village. The party learned that a few children in the village claimed to have some information about the nuisance and decided to start their investigation there. After rounding up the 3 village troublemakers that claimed to know more about the mysterious nuisance, Everything Ventured elected to go against the grain by choosing to believe them, and followed them through the woods to a treehouse built near what they called the Secret Road, in an old part of the village since abandoned due to the mine collapses and raids. The kids claimed that they had found tracks here after spotting a strange creature near Frida's home in the village, and it disappeared when spotted. Before getting the chance to investigate the area, they spotted an overturned carriage in the road and what looked to be a body lying face down nearby. Having a base understanding of medicine and healing, Hila took the lead in investigating the body, only to find that it was an ambush set up by a crew of hobgoblin raiders looking for something of significant importance to them. A creature that enhanced the magic of their casters, they claimed. The hobgoblins took 2 of the 3 children captive and quickly surrounded the party. Upon realizing they were dealing with birds, the raider captain ordered his men to kill the adventurers and their hostages, but due to the strength of will and divine command of the House of Justice, Valentina was able to protect not just her companions, but the children as well, while Everything Ventured made expert work of the 10 hobgoblin raiders. They captured the captain alive and elected to deliver him to the village so that he could be dealt with by the authority of the governing baron, and it was here that we ended our session as the party returned to Emil's home to plan out their next course of action. Before we begin, is there anything that any of you, my players, feel that I've left out that you would like to call attention to?
No, sir.
Nope. Right. If that is the case, then we can jump right into where we left off. You guys had just arrived at Emil's home, and before we get started, or before you take your next steps, a young woman, perhaps just shy of her teen years, approaches the group and in a shy voice lets you know that a visitor has arrived only just moments ago and that Alvar, the elder, has requested your presence immediately.
We will go. We will go to there.
Let's go.
Okay. So when you follow her to the longhouse, you're immediately assaulted by the scent of heavy cinnamon and lavender. A few moments later, as you step inside, you see an extraordinarily heavy-set dwarf riding atop a mechanized palanquin. Part of the skin on the side of his face sags lifelessly, and you can see that he bears a tapestry of wounds and scars on the parts of his body that are visible to you. His left arm from the elbow down is a complete prosthesis. The eye on the sagging part of his face has been replaced with some other such device, and several small clockwork creatures buzz and hover around him, poking at the machine bearing his weight and chittering with delight as small gouts of steam hiss and whistle from the strained gears. He introduces himself as Cicero Marcellus Flavius, which rings a bell to those of you keeping up with who's who among birds. A retired adventurer now, Cicero was a world-renowned explorer of old-world tombs and has been pioneering the exploration of newly rejoined planes for over 100 years. It's rumored now that he's a high-ranking consultant for Dom Serena and is set to inherit a seat on the Republic Council at Kaliningrad, the Little Mountain. He waves off any questions or concerns and looks directly to Rufus, who seems to immediately understand the situation. Before any utterances of protest can be made, Rufus steps forward with Max, and several clicks and sparks can be heard as Cicero manifests a shimmering rune before him. In an instant, they're gone, and you're left standing bewildered next to Alvar, the young messenger girl, and a flabbergasted Vanya, who sputters out a quick goodbye, promising to revisit the alderman again before the day is done, as their business is not quite finished. She takes one look at your group, mutters something to herself, and spits at your feet before making her way to the exit. Alvar remains standing, massaging his temples, while the young girl cautiously and carefully scoots closer and closer to the doors. That was all, he sighs. You may proceed with your continued investigation.
So,
Susanna, you're muted.
Susanna, you're muted.
Thank you.
What was that?
Don't even know to whom to express my frustration.
New magics called our companion away. We are strong enough to continue without him.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna divvy his cut up amongst the four of us. I'll tell you that right now. Ditch us in this tiny town. I'll take all his 7 gold pieces and have to redo all my paperwork.
I'm sure he's being fairly compensated wherever he's gone. I reach out my hands for my cut of his goods.
Later, in due time.
Did we
It's gonna have to redo the math now.
get everything we needed from his bag?
You'll find that any of the particular items that were necessary towards your quest that were not personal belongings of Rufus were left in the home of Emil.
Good.
It seems as though Rufus may have known that this was coming.
Wow,
Why
and he
did
didn't say
he-
anything?
Not tell us. Seems
That's-
rude.
Yeah, perhaps it was. Maybe it was of the utmost importance that he remain secret in his quest, or whatever it was that he's gone off to do. But regardless, he is gone, and the items that were not his are in Emil's home.
All right. So, just to clarify, it was the messenger girl who spat at us?
No, it was Vanya, one of the 3 faction leaders who had been there to meet with you when you first arrived in the village.
I see.
She is the one who wants to appease the entity.
And she's left now.
Mm-hmm.
Who have we left to speak with?
Well, we may as well go speak with Vanya. I don't take too kindly to being spat at when we're helping out.
He was also the foreman as well for the mines.
The mine foreman.
I would like to give her a piece of my mind as well.
Just so long as it's a piece of your mind and not your flail.
A piece of my flail may follow. Pending.
Do we believe she will be forthcoming?
Well, if she's not, then we have more pressing matters. We should probably speak to the kids again if we can. I want to talk to them about the second time they saw the tracks down by the riverbank in the evening. And then if we have time, we should consider maybe trying to well, if we're open to it, we can try to set up a trap tonight to see if our mysterious culprit comes back.
I like that idea.
After all, we can't know if she's telling the truth without speaking to her in the first place.
All right. So, plan of action is. Well, I suppose is Did this Cicero Marcellus Flavius disappear with Rufus or no?
Yes.
He did. Okay. Can we ask the alderman if he knew what the heck just happened?
He's gonna throw his hands to the side and be like, "Look, you tell me. You came here, and suddenly my entire village is in an uproar. You bring me this hobgoblin. We send for the Baron's men. You bring, just honestly, I just want this all done and over with. I just want to be done of this. I would like my village to return to the quaint, peaceful, productive little place that it is. I have enough stress on my plate. Naturally, I'm sure you can imagine the hellscape that I'm dealing with now."
Sorry to annoy you with my French. Sorry.
Well,
He arrived in the same manner as he disappeared, demanded your group, and you saw the rest. He bears enough gravitas of his presence that I did not question the request.
fair enough. All right. Did anybody else have any questions for the alderman, or are we ready to go on to the next step?
He was done talking to
am
fancy
ready.
men.
Which child was the one we traumatized?
All
Last
of
time?
them.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, we
Oh.
traumatized
Klaus?
the
No.
orphan.
Klaus was.
Gunnar.
No, Klaus got knocked unconscious.
Oh, yep.
It was
Gunnar.
shoot, Gunnar or Gunnar rather, I
Gunnar.
think.
Who
Gunnar.
has my
Yeah.
teddy bear as well, which I want back. God damn it.
Yeah, we have to find Gunnar for one, and have them show us where the thing was in the reeds or whatever it was when they scared it off.
Well, it might be best to give the children some time to recuperate before interrogating them further. I believe there were some other people that you guys were looking to talk to, and
We do have
you're
Jakob
pretty
and
sure
Nils.
based on.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. I was going to say you're also pretty sure based off of I don't know if you recall the general reception to the children being put in danger, that maybe giving it a day to cool down might not be a bad idea.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I say we speak to the foreman of the mines and the mine workers.
Agreed.
Perhaps we can recruit them. Strong backs make good fighters.
Okay. To fight, not to mine.
I was like trying to think, what do we need mine? Oh, we can certainly ask them about the mine collapse a couple of months ago.
Mm.
I was wondering if maybe our hobgoblin friends had made their way through the mountains through some kind of tunnel system.
True.
All right, so off to meet the foreman.
Aye.
Yeah, if that's the case, please don't forget we're using the ready check system. So,
Right,
so it's not too much work to head north out of the village and up into the mines. You don't encounter any sort of resistance, or nobody stops you along the way. Everybody pretty much knows what you're here for. Several villagers outright avoid you. Some of them, much like Vanya did, will spit in your general direction before moving onward and continuing about their day, while others still seem happy to see you and thank you for being here, or wish you a speedy success in solving their problem. But and whatever the case, it appears that they're not everybody in the village feels the same way about you being there. But you do arrive at the core active coal mine, and are able to quickly track somebody down and request. Who is it that you were wanting to speak with, Nils or Jakob, or both?
Both would be great.
Both.
Also, are they
Okay.
actively mining right now?
Yes.
Okay.
So they'll go ahead and bring both of them to you at once. Nils looks bewildered and just like stares open mouthed at Posh. And Jakob has just like a parchment and you know, almost like a clipboard, and just looks kind of annoyed to be interrupted. But you know, tapping his foot, he's like, "And what can we do for the birds today?"
We have inquiry regarding mine collapse. We just want to be sure it is not related to creature that is terrorizing town.
Well, what I can tell you is that we have mine collapses every season. The most recent mine collapse was nothing out of the ordinary. Unfortunately, the structure of these mountains, they are very brittle. And just due to the nature of how deep we dig and what we're bringing out of them, they tend to eventually give away. Is there anything that leads you to believe that it might be related to the nuisance?
Just curious about timing. No one saw anything suspicious, strange lights, fast moving creature, anything out of ordinary.
There are things that live within the mountains that occasionally threaten the general safety of our miners, but no, I would say with confidence that this was just a natural cave-in, much the same as the others we experience. We closed it down and dug a new tunnel.
Do you
Has anyone
find
been
that
out to the old tunnel or mine since the collapse?
No, there's we do our best to retrieve any of the bodies that are lost, but it's generally not worth the effort, and the village understands that we let those who are lost within the mountain lie within the mountain. You also called for Nils here? Is there something that you need that's taking him away from his work?
Same line of questioning.
Nils kind of like pushes his fingers together, and while looking down, he's like, I don't know much more than what the foreman tells you. Just in there picking away.
And you are fine with taking more from the mountain when she herself tells you she has nothing left to give?
It's our livelihood, miss. Without the mountain, what do I do? It's the kingdom pays for the coal, and what the kingdom pays is what keeps me and mine fed.
There are docks.
Much of a fisherman, I'm sorry.
Be a fighter.
Fighting's more dangerous work than swinging a pick.
Not when the mountain herself begs mercy.
I can tell you this much, miss. Seen many friends come and go off in the Minahome military. There's fighting east, fighting south. They don't come back. This guy's in the mine. 5 or 10 a season that come out and don't come back. It's not the same. I'd rather swing a pick.
I don't mean for your military. I mean for us.
That Jakob kind of cocks his head to the side and is like, "Excuse me, are you currently attempting to take my workforce?"
No. Just
we are.
merely posing some
Espy.
just some questions for your miners.
Look, I don't mean to be rude, but this is a line of questions that I don't see going much further. If there's evidence that you have that points to it, I'm happy to let you into the mines. But if this is just a matter of general
Greetings.
inquiry,
It's
then I'm telling you now,
pleasure to meet you.
as somewhat of an expert in the matter, that it was a natural cave-in.
Different question. Do you ever encounter tunnels that you have not dug?
He looks over to the side at Nils, and Nils kind of cuts his eyes back. They say, "What do you mean?"
Someone else is digging?
Well,
Creatures from north?
we've encountered tunnels in various places, yes, especially the further west you go.
Can you show us?
Is that of critical importance? You know what? You're birds. I'm not here to throw up a fight. Nils, please return to your duties. I will escort our birds here to the western shafts. After, I don't know, it's probably 10 minutes. He leaves
I would
you
hang
in.
back actually
Oh.
for a second, and
Oh,
I
okay.
would look to Nils and I would say, "When you are ready to fight and give back rather than take and take until the mountain crumbles on top of you, you find us at Emil's house."
He
And
just
then I
kind of
would catch up
purses
with
his
them.
lips and gives you that look of just like, all right, whatever you say, lady. And then tosses his pickaxe back over his shoulder and marches back into the mine. Yeah, so Jakob will lead you guys straight back to what he's calling the Western Tunnels. It is a bit of a labyrinth if you don't know where you're going, so you guys are fortunate to have him leading you through. And he lets you know as he takes a glow lamp off the wall that there are no torches in the coal mines, as it's too much of a risk. But leads you back, and sure enough, you'll eventually see the fine-hewn picked tunnels that these guys are digging kind of gives way to something much more crude. It's lacking like any regular structured beam support, and you'd probably have to crawl or hunch to get through it. And he lets you know we encounter these from time to time, especially the further west you go. Typically, they're unoccupied. More than once, we have found uncouth of various varieties inside, though we believe that they're just chasing whatever is making them likely for food or treasure or whatever it is the uncouth are after.
When was the last time
Sorry, the last time what?
that you encountered one of these?
Well, this is the newest one, and this was maybe 2 weeks ago. Typically, we just board them up because we have no idea how structurally sound they are, and no sense wasting workers. Without your dwarf here, it'll be a little bit difficult. Are any of you guys proficient in anything that would be like stone cutting or maybe just something that would give you information about caves in general or cave structure?
Nature is the only thing that I have that would be even remotely close, and that's a bit much.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. So in that case, what he's going to do is he's going to point out in the tunnel. He's like, look,
Or
this
survival.
is
Oh, I'm so sorry. I also have survival. If survival would be.
I don't think so.
Okay. That's fair. It just, yeah.
Like I would allow a nature roll to be made or like a craft, like a tool roll to be made if it were relevant, but it was more me asking, would your character know this information? Not necessarily. But if that's the case, then yeah, he's basically just going to point out. He's like, look, we encounter these every once in a while. We encountered this in 2 weeks, and he points some things out. And he's like, if you look here, you can see that this is like chewed stone. These aren't marks made by a pick or an axe or a hammer or a chisel. This is a large creature digging as though with claw or maw.
And never anything like this. And she produces one of the scales.
So that, and he's like, that's a very small scale. It would have to, I think, for whatever is digging this is much larger than whatever that is.
Our concern was maybe goblins or hobgoblins use tunnels to sneak in.
Oh, you mean from Fjellreda? No, I suppose if you're not from around here, you wouldn't know. But the hobgoblins of Fjellreda are quite capable at utilizing the natural ley lines of the fangs to perform short-range teleportation.
Well, that would have been handy to know. All right.
I'm just going to point out that this guy is very learned and intelligent for a villager. Like, obviously so.
Are you originally from around here? Jakob?
No, actually. I'm surprised you caught on. I thought I had masked the accent. I am actually from much further south originally, myself.
How much further south?
Well, I was born in Marshview, and I studied in Aldis, and it was, well, let's just say that the heart wants what it wants, and I ended up here.
It is a long way to go to hit the rock.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Well, we thank you for time. We were concerned as we ran into hobgoblin. Want to make sure that it is not threats coming from somewhere we cannot see.
He'll fold his arms and kind of nod and say, you know, I of course, when we heard and saw what you had brought back, many were surprised, but if I had to guess, it's a raiding party that's come inland. I'm sure you've heard already, but we haven't faced raids from any of the usual tribes, and if word got to Fjellreda, they would understand that Pondfrog is unusually ripe and fat for the time of year. Saw it as easy pickings.
Well, we would like to solve your village problem as soon as possible. Seems as they also look for same creature.
What
He,
can you-
he gives you a little bit of a puzzled look at that. He's like, I'm sorry, what?
You are a strange animal that take things. Seems that they have reason to want it as well.
Kind of taps his fingers on his arms that are folding and says, now that's news to me. Did you let Alvar know?
We inform him, yes.
Okay.
You seem more keen on ending problem, not solving problem.
Well, that's Alvar. You'll have to forgive him. He's very young, and leading a village as the alderman at his age, I'm sure you can understand, attracts a certain amount of scrutiny, and the villagers aren't easy on him, so this has been going on long enough that I'm pretty sure he's about ready to break. So, worth pointing out, Jakob is graying at the tips, or at the temples, so he's a bit of an older gentleman. I say, look, if the Hobs are here, and they're looking for a creature, well, okay, look, you didn't hear this from me, but the volcano to the west is home to a dragon. And rumors are that those that she has as her subjects are often the target of hobgoblin raids for some nobody knows the right story. It's always different based off who you hear tell it. But my money would be on something like that. If they're here looking for something and our nuisance began around the same time, then, well, that would be my guess.
I have advice for you as well, Foreman.
I'm sure you do.
I do. Give back to the mountain, and she will stop smothering you.
Yeah, that's all well and good, but we can't all run around wearing loincloths and leaves.
Point of order, she's not wearing a loincloth.
Thankfully.
What what can you tell us about the disappearance of Ida the Huntress?
I don't know anything about it.
Did she and Mads Madsen have any kind of relationship?
Not really. They hunted together every once in a while. Mads is the one who trained her. If anybody knew anything, it would be Mads or Emil. And I don't think that has anything to do with the nuisance. She's been gone a long time. What, 6 months, I think.
That is personal interest.
Mhm.
Emil show kindness.
We're not going to get
Try
charged
to-
for that, are we?
I look over to our accountant.
No.
Look, I'm sure you guys have all the best interests at heart, or maybe you do. I don't know. You're birds after all. But
Rude.
I'm certain that you understand the hesitation of people like us to be bled dry when we already break our backs just to make ends meet. So if you do face resistance from us as a result of who you are or what you are, I'm sure that's what it is. Though I would avoid those who are pro-Bull faction. Vanya and her ilk are quite unhappy that you're here to take away what they see as their karmic spirit.
When he says bled dry, Gila does one loud ha! Like just one loud one.
All right.
Like, that's rich. Just for flavor there.
Mhm.
We are
Is
not
it-
strangers to looks and disdain. It comes with job.
Right. But look, if you want to know anything else about Emil's daughter, then I'm sure you already have, but I would ask Mads, I would ask Emil. People go missing. That's how life is. 6 months, the girl's gone. But
These
by all
tragedies
means.
didn't happen in my village. We had festivals. We gave back. The land
You
didn't
never
kill
lost
us
anyone.
because we didn't kill the land. Obviously,
And
we
with
lost
that, it
some
is
people.
Time to go. And I will just start.
And I'll tell you one more thing.
Thank you,
As you-
Jakob.
As you walk away, you can see he's just got one hand massaging his temples. Like, okay, yeah, all right. He kicks the wall where that small tunnel is, and is like, look, I'll lead you out of here, and he'll take you out so you don't get lost.
I just imagine Esperna's hand just over Gila's mouth. Just
I can't
She'd
reach
yeah,
you.
she'd have to be like on her tippy.
My arms are long enough.
I'm piggybacking her.
I'm just like smacking you like this. Like a cat batting at you.
Well,
Oh,
what would you
dear.
guys? Where would you guys like to go next?
when we're led out, okay, we should actually just decide where we're going next.
Yup. Okay, so we were gonna wait until tomorrow to talk to the kids.
Why not spend the
We did
rest of the
also
day
want to-
chopping wood in Ida's hunting spots to bring back to Emil? 2 birds, 1 stone. No pun intended.
The treehouse we were at, that was about an hour travel?
Yeah, roughly, but you feel like you could probably get there faster without the kids.
Mm.
I was wondering if maybe it's worth just looking around without the pressing matter of death looming over us.
I do feel like tracks would have been obscured by the scuffle that was had there. I don't think that. I mean, it might be worth investigating.
Well, we know that the tracks were already going to be gone before we got there because the kids said that they were gone even by the time that they had brought adults back to look at them. We were just going to try to go further down the road to see where the tracks may have been leading, like a lair or something.
They did point the
right?
direction that the tracks were leading in. That's true.
Yeah, so we could just, go a little farther and see what we can find. But yeah, we're not going to necessarily find any original tracks. So, but, it's worth a look. Now that we're not babysitting.
Yeah, did we investigate those scales to try and ascertain like what it may have come from?
I think I asked if. I think I asked if you guys had the appropriate proficiency, and nobody did.
I think the only thing that we had was animal handling, nature, and survival amongst the four of us. So, but yeah. So I'm okay with going back to the treehouse and going up further the road, or it's either that or start talking to villagers.
I would also like to stop at Emil's and pick up my health potion and set another to brew.
Okay.
Sure.
Has it been a day?
Didn't we set it last night before bed? No, we did
think
it this
that's-
morning.
Oh, was it in the morning? Okay.
We did do it this morning. Good shout.
Cool.
That sucks. Valentina could really.
Have it before bed.
It won't be ready until tomorrow morning.
Womp womp.
It takes a full 24 hours to brew. All right, so we go to the carriage then and beyond.
And beyond.
Is there, before we set out on actual travel time here, was there anyone else that we wanted to talk to?
Well, I think Emil is hiding something.
What makes you
I
think
don't-
that?
Well, okay, so he has. He said, for one, that kids used to swim in the Oracle Lake, when we know for a fact that it's super fucking freezing cold, and freezes basically on contact. So that's not true. And let's see. What else were some of the things that he said to us? Well, like, so the dog that she has with her has a collar with jet black stone in it, but where the heck did that come from? These are very clearly shale and limestone mountains, as they've pointed out like 4 different times. And also, there's jet black stone in the sword that we got off the hobgoblin.
I noticed that too.
Suspicious much? So, like, either those two things came from the same place via trader, in which case maybe she developed a relationship with somebody from that place that would, like, because you're not just gonna like have jet black stone in a dog collar unless it's significant in some way, right? Because it's like a pricey thing to put on an animal.
Yeah, if we can find out who Lachlan Galbraith is, we should ask Emil if he knows who Lachlan Galbraith is. That's the inscription that was on the fancy saber.
Mm-hmm.
So we could stop there before we set out if we wanted to talk to him, but I think that we might as well just do it before bed tonight.
I mean, I'm okay with doing that later. It doesn't have to be.
Has there been anything relevant to the vision that we had at the lake?
Ooh.
Well, now
He
we
did
know where
just
the dragon
mention
is.
A dragon, yeah.
Dragon.
Yep. Because the
Wait,
vision
was
was
Edna's hunting grounds. Was that west or east of the village?
It was south of the village.
South.
Yeah,
Oh,
she-
okay.
she
So
normally
nowhere near
goes
the
south.
dragon. Okay.
Let's see. So what was the other stuff that we saw with the dragon? It was the head of a dragon and
There
a
was a
hut
hut
and a
and a
shield.
shield.
Hmm.
So the shield is clearly Valentina.
Yeah.
Obvi.
The dragon's gonna burn down your house, dog. Sorry.
Womp womp.
Not exactly in the same geographic location, but okay.
Well, now
Hmm.
we know.
Dragons are mighty.
Do we go see a dragon?
I do
Uh,
not want to go see a dragon right now.
Not
I-
not right now.
When you say that, I wonder if you recognize how far the volcano is from where you are.
No.
It's gonna take us like 3 months to get there.
Well, no.
Just
So,
briefly, here, let me, if you guys are looking on stream, I'll play our intro video. It's very far. It is that red thing. Right?
Yeah.
yes,
To
Yeah.
the
Ga-
west there.
Gallenbrand.
Yeah. That's far.
So no dragon. Okay.
Well, just not right now.
Not
though.
now.
And certainly not on Pond Frog's time.
So you're saying
Wait.
Monday, maybe dragon?
Yeah, yeah. We'll finish up here and then just jaunt on over. You can swim, right? As a robot?
Yeah, I can doggy paddle, I guess.
He's a
Were all the-
robot.
Were all the
We need
scales
a
the same color?
rowboat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Rare form tonight. I apologize.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Were all the scales the same, like reddish brown color?
Yes.
Oh, really? I wrote
Yeah,
down
she's
I'll have to confirm.
multicolored.
Yeah, in my brain, for whatever reason, I thought it was a.
Many
A
different
rainbow or
colors.
red.
Yeah.
No,
I thought it
no,
was
that-
just the feathers that were rainbow
Yeah, just
colored.
just the feathers
I
were multicolored.
bet I
Okay.
mixed those two up. Okay. Let me fix that.
So all the scales are reddish brown. Would one say that they are copper colored?
No.
Damn.
Oh, you know what? No. A small box of scales of various colors. So you guys are right.
Okay.
They are majority reddish brown, but there are
Okay.
some blue, some green, all kind of muddy in color. So no like vibrant blues. They're not like the feathers at all.
Oh, crap. I just had a brainwave.
Did Esperna or did Sprout Loud have that?
Sprout Loud had
Okay.
a brainwave.
All right, then
Because
for now.
this is totally metagaming. Just out of character. What if it's kobolds? Multicolor scales,
That makes
part
sense.
of a dragon cult,
Hmm.
stealing little bits and bobs and valuables and things.
But the dragon
um,
is so far away, though.
But maybe they're using the ley lines of the mountains to do minor teleportation.
Shit.
That
It's
would
all
be
there.
major
It's all coming
teleportation,
together.
wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Holy shit.
I feel like that would be major teleportation from that distance.
Probably, but I don't know what would be the difference between major teleportation and minor teleportation when you're a kobold, and if they're using the if the oh, help me out here. If the goblinoids can use the scales to kind of enhance their magic, then maybe
Shit.
Maybe the kobolds having the scales.
are doing the thing.
Hmm.
Mm.
Because
Mhm.
they got lizardy 3-toed feet, sort of, kind of.
So would there be something in the mountain that we need to find?
I don't know.
Mm.
But
How
the
do you
reports have only
trap
been,
something that can teleport?
Reports have only been a single creature sighting, right? It wasn't multiple.
Mm.
Well, I don't
Well-
know that anybody's ever seen the creature. It's just the kids saw the
Yeah.
footprints.
So possibly it could be a gang of them, maybe.
You would remember the kids did say they saw something and then it disappeared.
Yeah, it teleported.
Teleportation.
I don't know if it teleported
Okay.
or not.
Okay, I think
Yeah,
our
I
course
mean,
of
to me-
action.
That sounds like
Uh,
teleportation.
Let me see if I can find that conversation real quick. Oh yeah. We saw it when we was playing at the wheelhouse 2 nights ago. A funny looking thing, or it sort of was. It was there, but then it wasn't. It left its feet left plenty of marks in the mud, and so we followed it until Frida sneezed and scared it off.
So they did see it.
This
We should have
immediately
asked it
resulted
what
in
it
sh-
looked like.
You can
Yes,
ask how tall
yes.
it was.
Do any of us know what a kobold looks like?
Would any of your characters have any reason to know that?
Posh would not.
I don't think I would, because where are we going to run into a dragon cult on this continent?
By the volcano.
Let's go to the volcano.
I think we're still lagging in character information, so I think our course of action is to make a desperate attempt at the cart site
Agree.
to see if we can find anything, and then I think setting a trap at night is probably our next best bet.
Set out
If
offerings
anything-
and like maybe a pitfall trap or something.
Yeah,
Well-
and, like get a visual just to know what we're dealing with.
I agree.
How do you do the thing where you drag a jobby over and oh, there it is. Boom! I did it. Guess who prepared
Oh
for
no,
this
I
particular
can't.
mission?
I can't look at it.
Oh, sad.
Oh, you can't? Oh,
When
you
I-
must. Oh, I can because I have to drag it over. Let me see. That's in actions, I'm sure. There. You should be able to open it now.
Yep, beautiful. Susanna, do you want to
Oh,
read
you
it
know
out
what, Darcy?
loud?
That would be a really,
I?
it'd be a really good thing to. You could probably stick that down in the bottom left
Okay.
if you wanted. Just that could be a good
For
place
now,
for
for
things
sure.
that pop up.
Oh no. It would be kind of hard to do on the fly.
Oh, don't worry about it then. Anyway,
Damn, that's a
so
great
it's
idea, though.
snare, and yeah, I think that if we do a redesign, that's what we should use that space for. It says, as you cast the spell, you use a rope to create a circle with a 5-foot radius on the ground or floor. When you finish casting, the rope disappears and the circle becomes a magic trap. Trap is nearly invisible, requiring a successful check against your spell save DC to be discerned. It triggers when a small, medium, or large creature moves onto the ground or the floor in the spell's radius. They have to succeed on a dex save or be hoisted into the air, leaving them hanging upside down 3 feet above the ground or the floor. The creature is restrained there until the spell ends.
I guess that's our night plan.
We should set the trap before we go, just in case something happens.
Yes. Well,
Well, last
It
for 8
lasts-
hours.
What time is it right now?
It's
Roundabout.
just after noon, I think, is what we determined. Because you guys were supposed to get the kids home by noon. You got them home, and you guys have now gone to the mines and come back from the mines.
Okay, so let's kill some time then, and then set the trap, and then head out. But I don't want it to be dark when we go there.
Well, I think what we should do is use our daylight to go and look at stuff that we can actually investigate, and then come back and set the trap and lay in wait. Because if the trap goes off and they can teleport, they might succeed on a check and escape the trap and leave before we get back.
Or some random Joe Schmo walks into it and
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
that
we would
would
have
be
to tell
bad.
somebody to guard the trap. We would have to tell somebody to guard the trap.
Well, if we're the ones guarding the trap, then we can take it in shifts. Actually, we don't
right.
even
I
have
think
to.
like if we
Posh doesn't
camp
have to sleep.
outside, yeah, that's true as well.
I'm saying, okay, Hear me out. I'm saying that we should set up an offering like the villagers do. They have those
Totally,
bowls.
yeah.
And then we trap that bowl, and then we have their, like, defenders, their guards, be wary and at specific vantage points that maybe cannot be seen from...
Right, but then a child runs up to it and then gets caught in the snare trap.
I think that is a great job
ain't
for
lethal.
our rogue.
But there's also a curfew, so no one's gonna be running about.
Yeah.
At night. So if we
Yeah.
camp out in like an area where we can get to it quick enough and
Mhm.
have Posh watch it,
I'm
Yeah.
I'm just so scared that if we leave without trapping this thing, it's gonna come and we're gonna miss it.
well, not during
In
the
the
day.
middle of the day?
Okay, all right.
It happens
okay.
at night.
You know what? I tell you what, if that happens, you get to give all of us a big fuck you, I told you so.
I was gonna say I reserve the right to I told you so.
Just the
should
biggest
anything
one you can
happen.
muster
Okay,
3 times over.
perfect.
1, 2, 3.
Let's go to the cart then. To the cart.
To the car.
To the car.
Okay. So without the children tagging along, you're able to get there in probably closer to like 20 or 30 minutes. Turns out that they take rather circuitous routes. They often have to take breaks to tend to whatever childlike issues they have. And it's actually not as far as you thought. But you get there and you find the secret road, and you know, you obviously spot the treehouse, and you see the overturned carriage, and you see the 9 bodies of the hobgoblins, probably quite cold by this point.
Perhaps we ought to burn them.
Do we just leave them there? Or...
We totally did, yeah.
Oh. Oop.
I am cool with not doing either of those things.
Well, let's get them out the way. This is still like a public road, right?
I mean, we could just put them in the cart and set
And
the
then just
cart
push
on
it down
fire.
the road. Oh. Push it down the road, make it someone else's problem.
To the next village.
Car full of bodies.
Incoming. You've got mail.
Oh man.
Okay. I like the cart fire death.
That I'm down with.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Let's
Okay, well,
So-
fire them up.
So, quick question though. And this, my notes are a little vague on the point, but when we first came up to the cart, there was a body in the road,
Mhm.
and that body was not a hobgoblin.
No, it was a hobgoblin. It was
was a
face down in the road. You guys went to check on it. It rolled over and grabbed Gila.
Okay, that's what. Okay, so I just didn't want to make. I wanted to make sure there wasn't like some human body just in the road that we had just been like, nope.
Mm.
Okay.
So I'm hearing that you guys are going to load the 9 bodies into the overturned carriage.
well, turn it over.
Why?
Okay.
We're just gonna burn
Or
it.
just put
I know,
them
but
on it.
we need a container. It's overturned.
Oh. I don't know how fire works, so
Yeah, I
Well-
don't actually understand why you would lift it up either if you're just going to burn it.
I feel like, so it's a carriage, right? So there's doors
Yes.
on both
on
sides
either
of
side.
it.
Yes.
So we can just open it like a lid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, I was thinking more like open wagon type deal.
Oh, no, it's a carriage.
Like a
Okay.
stagecoach type deal.
Mm.
Yeah.
Use
Hila's gonna get to
deliberate
work.
language.
Hila's just gonna start yeeting bodies.
So, Gila, go ahead and give me a perception check, but since you're just yeeting bodies, do so at disadvantage.
Sure.
Oh.
I'm gonna be helping carry bodies to the cart as well.
You can also make a disadvantaged perception check.
Oh, both of those suck.
I get to add a D4 to perception checks.
Nice.
Yes.
So you'll notice as you go down to pick up the first body that they're definitely not how they were when you left them. They look recently rifled through.
Can I look around? Are there... It's a stretch. Are like there any different footprints than what we would expect.
Make a survival check. None that you see, but you will note that the ground is quite hardened.
Mm. And we were only gone for a couple of hours, probably then.
SB's just whistling to herself over in the woods, getting ready to burn some shit.
Hmm.
Eat.
We may have problem.
What kind of problem?
There was someone else here. Their pockets are outturned, and it was not us.
Yeah, whoever searched these while you were gone was very meticulous and thorough about it, which you guys were not. You were more of a toss and tumble kind of ordeal.
Yeah.
So they were looking for something.
They were looking very intently. There are not even crumbs in pocket.
And there's no tracks that you can see?
It is not my specialty.
Now that they've pointed this out to me, can I take a look around for some tracks and things?
You may.
I feel like Gila would have too.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it seems like this is everybody's sudden prerogative, so yeah, absolutely, you may.
Oh my god, what is
You know what? Posh is going to give it a go. Well,
So it is Isperna who will notice not a track in the ground, because again, the path itself is actually quite hard. It seems as though it was probably very dry before the rain came, and so the thirsty ground just kind of sucked it all up and just kind of tightened and got more packed together. But off of the path itself, while looking around, SB will note a little red-brown scale, which seems to have been maybe broken off or torn off by one of the branches that was exposed when the carriage overturned.
So broken or torn off by the branches.
So
What?
so
By the
so
carriage?
like it bumped into the exposed broken branch,
Oh,
and it was pried off.
okay. I'll point that out to the group.
Alright, I would want to surveil that area for any kind of like broken twigs or any smells or anything that might lead me in the direction that one was going.
I'm gonna let one, like, you guys can either make a group check or somebody can make a check at advantage.
I'm
It
I'm
is not my deal.
pretty
Not me.
survival.
You're very I would go with you out of all of us.
Coolsies. I will do it. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Esperna, with her renewed vigor and kind of a clue as to where she might be looking, does indeed spot a few imprinted tracks in the grass, where the earth was less thirsty and thus is still more pliable and soft. See, indeed, a little three-toed pointed tracks leading both toward and away from the carriage.
Sweet.
Can we get a size reference?
Don't know. The creature is, I mean, it's either got tiny feet or it's SB sized.
Oh, it's small like me. Probably.
All right. Don't lose these tracks. Let's burn these bodies and then follow these. Perhaps our fire may attract it back as well.
ooh.
Should
Probably
one of
not
us lie
bad.
on the ground and pretend to be dead?
If they've already searched this area, they wouldn't necessarily have a reason to come back. Unless something was on fire.
Ah. What if
But
some of us play dead, some of us don't.
They wrote
Ambush.
that tome. Or do you not recall?
Huh?
They did that to us today.
Oh, you mean the hobgoblins?
Yes.
Ah.
Okay.
But we're trying to get kobolds.
we don't know that.
We're
Oh.
Yeah.
Point.
three-toed rainbow chickens is what I've been calling them in my head.
Mm.
Okay,
Good point.
so Gila grabs. Is there a dismembered leg among the bodies?
You
There
could
can be.
probably make that
You-
happen
yeah,
pretty
you could-
easily.
you
If
could
there
make that
isn't one,
happen.
she would rip one off
Oh my
and try to fit it into the track.
Okay. No, hobgoblin feet are much larger and more humanoid than this.
Okay, we
But
can
you
play
know-
dead.
you know how they
She like shrugs,
gruesomely
has
severed-
one very like gory leg, and is shrugging.
Yeah.
It's just like okay.
As she's doing
Since
that,
the
I'm
bodies
gonna-
have been dead for a couple of hours, thankfully it's not bleeding and viscera everywhere. It's,
Ugh.
While she's maiming a corpse, I'm just gonna go next to Espy and like Slav squat next to her.
uh-huh.
You
I do
can
not-
just stand next to me.
Well, I'm trying to in hushed tones, and I need to be at ear level. I do
Just
not
kind of like a little taken
understand-
aback by your son.
I do not understand how you find this one. She is. What is the word? Peculiar?
To be fair, I did not find her. She sort of kind of interrupted me, and I haven't been able to get rid of her. No, I'm kidding. No, I love her to death. She's precious.
Right.
Peculiar, yes, but
Precious. That is interesting choice of word. I'm just imagining she's in the distance and like
Just like whistling and tossing bodies into a carriage.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
like
at this
fucking
point she would have the
basketball
carriage fully
shoot.
loaded.
Drop kicks a head into it.
you know what? It's a funny story, but probably for another time.
there is work to be done. Can you keep fire contained? As to
Oh
not-
yes.
This is all I need. I'm just gonna walk away.
Just,
I would look a little bit for like dry grass, fell sticks to just kind of stuff in there with the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Sure.
and
Yeah,
then
you can load some additional kindling in there.
sure. And then when it's ready, like SB.
Isperna expertly lights the overturned carriage. You have made a makeshift funeral pyre, with making sure to clear the area of any dead leaves and prevent this from burning the entire region down. But sure enough, there it is. You've got a flaming carriage. It now smells faintly of pork and burning hair and like cooking organ meat.
Anybody else hungry?
No.
Well, I'm
No,
gonna take out some rations.
I could always eat. She just like has
Yeah.
old congealed blood all over her.
I have a world lore question.
Okay.
I guess as a paladin for the uncouth races, would there be any sort of I don't even know what it would count as, but like that thought that they deserve a proper like funeral?
Well,
Burial
hobgoblins aren't
rites?
uncouth.
Okay, I guess the less
I mean,
civilized.
Oh, I mean, so hobgoblins aren't even uncivilized. Like greenskins are much more civilized in this game. They're not savage orcs. You know, even the orcs are more Mongol than like pure savage kind of deal. But yeah, I mean, absolutely, you would want to tender them the same respect you would any foe that is civilized or intelligent. But I believe Gila might also be quick to point out that flaming funerals are not uncommon things for greenskins.
Well, I know. I mean, like more of as a paladin, make a ceremony of it.
Performing rites.
Mhm.
I mean that's it depends on you. I mean you're more of like a cop paladin than like a divine might paladin.
Okay.
So
Hila
that's
definitely would
your
have said a
discretion.
few words, like probably under her breath. Uh, just not making a huge deal of it because they were assholes, right? But like, it's still life. So she probably if you were paying attention to her, you probably would have heard her say something about return to the sky, or something like that.
Does anybody here have an amount of knowledge about the various houses or religions? Anybody trained in that?
Nope.
Not unless they're no, not not on anything that would be worthwhile.
No, I took cop skills.
So nobody's proficient in history.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Does anybody feel like their character might know history about the various houses?
I mean, I might know about hobgoblins, but
Sure.
not anything structured.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll give you that based off of your geographic location. You can go ahead and roll history with advantage to
Me?
recall some lore. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to be proficient in it. Just so the people of Tabun Kriga, anyhow, are the where is it? They're storms, deception, and fire. So I mean, they're the holy symbol of House Tabun Kriga is a longboat sailing on a sea of fire. So absolutely within the realm of norm. It's almost honoring the dead hobgoblins to burn them.
I'm gonna retcon and say that Gila would have said that as even as she was like really
Eating.
not very respectful with the bodies. She's still like when it was time. She was just like, and now a fitting burial.
Word.
Meat
Don't
is
take
just
too long
meat.
in combat tonight, and here we
Early.
are talking about like funeral
Yeah, well.
rites for hobgoblins.
Fair. But the,
Hey
the
man, whatever. It's
a little
all
different.
ashes for the forest anyway.
That is the way that Gila sees it for.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you have your funeral pyre, what's next?
Investigate the
Alright.
tracks. We need to follow those.
Following the tracks.
Okay. I'll use your earlier survival check to, you saw where they were, you were checking them out. So they kind of lead down the road a little bit like to the northeast. So traveling further along the road, but also just like kind of above it eventually. And not too much further down, you'll spot this little cavernous inlet where the mountain begins to rise, but it's like just one shelf of the mountain, so like you could climb up it and you'd be at another flat plateau area, but there are several little crags and cracks in the rocky surface that kind of stand out here that maybe something could hide in take cover in, and the tracks lead right to this one large little A-shaped crag in the rocks.
Okay, before we just wander into something that's gonna be bad, do we have a game plan? Are we just gonna face plant it right into the hole in the wall?
Do we have net?
We did
Hmm.
purchase a net.
We do have a net.
What if
How
we lay a
about-
trap outside the cave?
2 people stand outside, hold net across hole. Someone walk inside, make it run.
Oh, like chase it out.
Hmm.
It is not the
Or
best
be
plan, but
chased out by it.
it seemed like tiny creature. Why worry?
So the fastest goes in, the strongest hold the net, and the smartest and most beautiful stand by with fire.
Oh. Aside from my blushing face, am I the only one who can fit in this crag?
No,
Sure. Oh.
Okay, good. I was concerned.
no, it's a fairly decent sized chunk of rock that you could squeeze by.
Your plan B, anyway, I think.
I like being plan B.
Plan A, that net.
Hmm.
Okay.
Posh, I have faith that you could outrun a creature with webbed toes.
Well, he can
I-
sneak in.
That's. Ooh, am I going in sneakily?
I should
Oh.
also point out, not webbed, explicitly not webbed.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah,
Really?
so I had said it was like unwebbed duck's feet.
Oh, my bad.
Oh,
So like three toes,
Mm-hmm.
like a chicken.
gross.
Yeah, like chicken feet.
Okay,
Okay.
that makes
So
me...
quietly, or shall I make a bit of a announcement?
Well, I
Well,
mean, you
if
don't.
you go in quiet, assess situation,
Hmm.
see if it is worth making a ruckus.
We're like, oh, look at all my gold! I've got so much gold! Oh,
How am I even gonna carry all this
oh no!
gold?
Follow me out of here! Or
I
am
sure
I
hope
just-
no one comes to take it.
Oh man, I like that idea.
All right,
Okay.
Hilo will look to Valentina then and say, shall we?
I'm
All right,
okay
is
with
that
it.
is that the plan I'm hearing? Posh goes in, banging pots, talking about how shiny and gold he
Well,
is.
assess the situation first.
Mm.
See
Okay.
what's going on in there before
Ooh,
committing
How-
to anything.
how dark is the cave? Is it cave dark?
I mean, you'd have to get pretty close to tell, but you're pretty sure there's not going to be any natural light in there.
You don't have dark vision, do you?
No.
I don't think any of us do.
I don't.
No, you don't.
Oh god.
Super
Okay.
exciting.
It's okay. I've got a torch, I guess. I have a torch? Shit.
That is going to significantly
Reduce
reduce your stealth.
sneakiness.
Yeah.
Well, look at all this gold in a torch that I have. Wow. Do I have a torch? I've got a lantern.
Is it hooded?
It is.
That's not so bad.
Okay. Or a candle.
We'll make it work.
Okay.
All right, so Valentina and Gila are holding a net between them.
But,
Posh
like
is
down on the ground in case he has
Yeah.
to run out on top of it. Yeah.
I got you. Esperna, you're hanging back a little bit. Is that right?
I suppose so. And I'll
Okay.
Probably put like 15 feet between us and you, just so you can cover a swath of distance.
And then
I guess I
Posh
should
is sneaking
prepare
ahead. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So a stealth check, please.
Can I want to prepare. Can I prepare firebolt and just like have have it ready to go in case anything other than Posh comes out of the cave. Is
Sure.
that a thing I can do?
You can ready action firebolt on the event that anything other than Posh emerges from the cave.
Sweet. That's what I brought.
Okay. Stealth. Here we go.
You got this.
All right.
Hey.
Posh creeps forward through the grass, past the grass into a little dirt clearing that leads right up to the cavernous entrance. And as he gets within, I don't know, 10, 15 feet of it, suddenly the earth quakes and a great silver hand reaches out from within the cavern itself, and pulling itself forward is a giant silver ape. As it just launches itself out of the cave
The
Uh,
fuck?
It's not
at
a kobold.
Posh.
Oh no.
Is this a
so-
good time for my readied action?
Yes, you may go ahead and
Yeah. Pew pew.
Okay.
one moment. That is a hit, but give me a sec here.
Let me know when I can roll damage.
Give me a sec. Oh, that's much easier to do it this way. Esperna. Before you fling your firebolt, which you don't do, you notice that your three companions all scream or shout or do whatever it is that they do when they see the great ape, but you're just watching them all stand there, like panicked.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Crap. Think fast.
But there's no readied action, and you don't have the initiative. So, giant ape is going to go, and it's going to attack Posh,
No.
swinging
No.
its massive, meaty fist, crushing the Warforged into the sand,
Oh god.
dealing 24 damage.
Oh my
Holy
god.
And knocking Posh unconscious. So Esperna, you see Posh like looking up at nothing, and this fist comes down, or I mean, you don't see a fist. So like he's looking up at nothing, and then suddenly he just like falls down, crumpled onto the dirt.
Yeah.
So it's got multiple attacks. So it's gonna step over Posh and swing at Gila. Gonna swing its big meaty fist at Gila. Hit. Dealing 24 damage to the barbarian.
Okie dokie.
As Gila, you are just like once again, it's an over like so. The first one, it swings this big meaty fist downward, and you see Posh get crumpled into the sand, and then it swings it, it lumbers up to you and swings its other fist downward, and just pummels, like you're barely able to get out from being absolutely crushed alive, but still the brunt of the force knocks you backwards. Valentina, you have the initiative.
Yeah, it was not great.
So Esperna, you see Gila leap out of the way from the thin air.
And giant ape is kind of just looming over Posh. I have no way to get to him.
It is standing over his crumpled body.
I'm gonna drop the half of the net I'm holding. Gonna disengage and back up, and as I do so, I'm going to pull out my shield.
Okay.
And I'm gonna move in front of Espy and hold there.
Okay. Posh succeeds on his death saving throw. Hila, you have the initiative.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
In a minute. There we go.
Or no, you see Hila fly into a rage.
And then I am going to hit him.
Okay.
Or
Perhaps
not
not.
do that.
Oh, so you would have to drop your net and draw one of your flails.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you do that.
And-
Swing your
Toss
flail.
the net at him.
Man, that would have been a very good idea. I'm just thinking of survival at this moment. I need to get out of there. I have to leave there. No, you know what? I won't. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. You
Oh,
can
right.
pass.
My fault.
Esperna, you have the initiative. What do you do?
Okay, I am going to. Gosh. Well,
For you,
okay,
there's
so
nothing there though, right?
Correct.
wait, what's nothing there?
You don't see anything.
I don't see the thing.
No.
Oh, okay.
I've been very clear about that.
I was
right?
not. I was just like, I don't understand. Okay. All right. So I just saw Posh crumple.
Yes,
Everybody's
and
screaming.
Yes, or shouting, or clearly they're moving in battle formation. Gila has swung her flail to you at thin air. Valentina has taken up a position in front of you, bearing her shield.
Okay. I'm gonna yell. What's going on? What's wrong? Should we run? What is it? And then, I think out of fear, I'm probably gonna. Oh gosh, I don't know. If there's no enemy, I don't know what to do. Can I hold my action?
What action are you holding?
Well, I'm gonna hold my summon wildfire. Like I'm real hype right now. But I'm trying to keep the flame contained so that I don't hurt anybody.
You haven't told me a trigger or anything, so I don't.
No.
So your round timer's up, so you take the dodge action while you
Okay.
ponder what you should be doing.
Ponder what I should be doing.
Posh, you need to make a death save because it didn't
How?
roll it automatically.
Oh. What do I roll for that?
On your character sheet, there should be under the main page, I think. It says death saves down at the bottom.
Ah, yes.
You just click the little.
Go.
A second success on your death saving throw.
Yep. Out of character, if you guys want to run and you tell me that you want to run, I can create a fog cloud so whatever it is that we are running from that I can't see can't necessarily see us running.
Valentina, you have the initiative.
I'm gonna reply to SB's prior
Mhm.
cry out. Do you not see giant monkey? And that confuses me very much.
I'm very confused myself.
Fuck. It's a touch spell. Damn it! All my heals are touch spells. All right, I'm gonna move up and try and take some heat off Gila.
Susanna, the mic's under your nose. We're catching all your breaths.
I'm gonna go up, pull out my sword, take a defensive stance, and take the dodge action.
Okay. Esperna, the initiative is yours.
Okay. Hearing that, the giant monkey, I am gonna cast Speak with Animals and start yelling, "What the hell? What are you doing?" Just randomly at the air to try
Okay.
and communicate with a monkey that I can't see.
Okay.
Leave us alone, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I guess in common, I'll probably say, "I still think we ought to run."
Okay.
Don't worry, Posh, we're not gonna leave you behind.
Are you finished?
Yes.
Ah, okay. I see it moved. All right. The giant ape is actually going to just go ahead and continue to try and beat Gila down. Swinging its fist. Ooh, that is a 1. So as the fist comes crashing downward, you could have sworn for a second that it hit you, but it didn't. So go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Does the fist like hit the ground at all in that miss?
Well, give me a second here.
God damn it.
Yes, it does hit the ground.
Having that conversation with SB, can I like watch it and like see that it's not like kicking up dust or anything?
Not yet, because well, I mean, it is kicking up dust. So you see it kicking up dust, and you see the impact with the ground.
So I'm even more confused. Okay.
So it swings a second time. That is another miss, but this one is just barely. Hila stays up. The monkey. So no second save because it wasn't all at one, and it just pounds the dirt around itself, and because you dodge out of the way of the second swing, and it's just mad, and it's like shrieking and doing monkey things. Hila, you have the advantage, or you have the initiative.
Where is I don't see Posh.
Underneath.
Underneath. Okay.
So as it's stomping and
Shit.
pounding around, you aren't entirely unsure that it's not stomping on Posh.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to disengage and
Okay.
try to draw it away from Posh so that hopefully. Actually, no, I'm not. She's raged. She's stupid right now. She's dumber. Like, she's just a murder hobo. I have to
Okay.
hit it. I have to.
Okay. You need to target it.
I do need to target it. You are correct.
I have to check and see what its AC is to see if
Sorry.
that does hit.
Awesome. That worked. It did work. Okay. I will roll the damage with it targeted now. I'm so sorry.
Okay, it's okay.
And then with my bonus action, I would do an offhand flail.
So before you do, you need to draw your other flail because you only have one right now.
Oh, you're right.
But that's fine. You can draw it as part of an action. That's totally okay. But I want you to make another wisdom saving throw as you strike the ape.
Okay.
Not enough.
Okay.
So you strike the ape and you see the impact in its fur, and it flinches backwards, and as you're whipping the second one off your belt and swinging in the same motion, go ahead and roll an attack.
Sure. Wait, don't I not get one the turn that I draw it?
No. You can draw the weapon as part of an action once per turn, and so last turn you drew your flail and attacked, and this turn you're drawing your other flail and attacking.
Awesome.
That is another hit. There will not be another save though, so just go ahead and deal damage. Okay. All right. You bludgeon it twice with your twin flails, spinning like menacing nunchaku.
And that's the end of my turn. There you go.
I believe that was the top of the round. So actually, Gila, you get to go again.
Yes.
As your quick initiative enables you to seize the momentum. Another hit, and go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh yeah. There's damage there for if that matters.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay, and then my offhand again, honestly. And if it attacks anybody but me, it has disadvantage now, by the way.
Okay. That is another hit. 2 more damage. So, Valentina obviously watching you pummel the shit out of this giant ape. Esperna, you just see her swinging her flails wildly through the air, narrowly missing Valentina with several overreaches and things of that nature. And you can pass turn when you're finished.
Yep.
So seeing this, Esperna, you have the initiative.
Well, while I do know that she doesn't always make awesome decisions when in a rage, I've never seen her just flail around and attack the air for no reason. So there's got to be a reason. I mean, clearly she looks. Does she look wounded? Like from the hit that she took?
No.
She doesn't look wounded.
What hit that she took?
Well, she jumped out of the way of something. I guess I didn't see her get hit. And then Posh, can I see Posh is laying on the ground in a crumpled mess?
Oh, he's laying on the ground.
But he looks fine.
Yeah, it looks like he's laying on the ground.
Okay.
Methinks it's a puzzle, you guys.
Well, I mean, I want to trust her, but I don't see anything. And I mean, the giant monkey, I guess. You know what? This is a little bit ridiculous. I am going to keep yelling in monkey to try and hear something, and I am just gonna kind of walk to the side. 1, 2, 3. Maybe I'm missing something. I'll just kind of end up there, and I'm like, what are we doing, guys?
Is it a free action to yell, by the way?
Yeah. You have 6 seconds of free speech per round.
Okay. On my turn, actually, I'll wait till my next turn. To be fair.
I mean, you can do it now. It's a round, not a turn.
Okay.
So.
Then I would yell, Espy, you're fire slave.
Oh, well, I mean, we'll have a conversation about how it's not a slave later. Now is not the time. All right, well, since I'm over here, I can take her advice, and I guess, I mean, I trust her. She's my friend. She knows what's going on. So I'm going to summon my fire spirit.
And put it wherever.
Right about there, because I don't want it too close to anybody where it's going to make flames on it. So here. Because
Okay.
Posh is like directly under the
Yes,
monkey
dead
symbol,
dead
right?
center. Yeah,
Okay,
he's
so
dead center.
Since I can see him, I would summon the wildfire spirit far enough out to where when it pops up, it's not gonna, throw flame on him or anything like that. So right there where it is where I.
Okay.
So now, if anything that I can't see is within 10 feet of the fire spirit, they have to make a dex save.
Okay. I mean, I think you can force that. So go ahead and target the giant ape, and do the thing, or do I have to do that? Because I don't remember.
I can do it. You put it in my sheet.
Yes. Okay.
It's in my sheet.
It looks like it failed.
I roll damage.
Yep.
Oh.
How did it
thing.
do 0?
Oh,
Does the
didn't
ape
put
have-
the dice in it?
Oh.
Okay, so it is
Oh, I wonder. Yeah, there was no.
2d10. So I have to fix that. Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no-
What were you saying,
Easily.
Doxy?
There's no damage in my flail offhand either. I wonder why that's why I'm getting 2 every time with it.
Oh, because of all the shit that broke.
Mm-hmm.
Womp
Yeah.
womp.
Yeah. So you need to drag the damage back in there.
All right. Well, I'm gonna. Can I reroll this damage then? Since I fixed it.
Yeah. Yes.
There you go.
So your flail should be
I can look it up.
2d4.
Oh,
it's
you're so
2d4.
nice. Thank you.
So 14 damage. Okay.
Oops.
Make sure your weapons aren't fucked. Is that it? Are you finished with your turn?
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
Ape. In its fury, especially now that its hair is singed and scorched from the wildfire spirits appearing, it's going to rather unceremoniously vacate in its own hand and fling it close range, point blank at Valentina, or not Valentina, Gila. Excuse me. Since Valentina's not hitting her, Gila is, or hitting it. That is a critical hit.
Oh,
Shit. Oh my god.
As Valentina, or as Gila is absolutely buried in ape shit. Like, it just slam dunks a mountain of poo onto Gila,
okay. Okay.
creating a cow pie here in the grass. That is its turn.
It just gave me more health.
Hmm?
It just gave
What
me
did-
more health.
What did?
That's
That
from your
attack.
rage, isn't it?
No, like I was down to 30 and now I'm up to 40.
No, that's your wounds. That's how wounded you are.
Got
That's
it.
the amount of damage you get.
Okay.
So Posh, now that you've succeeded on death saving throws 3 times, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. At advantage.
Okay.
Just barely. Posh, you recognize that you're not hurt. Well, any more so than you were. I'm gonna go ahead and do this right here. There you go. And let's remove this and this. There's also no ape. You're just laying on the ground.
Do I see my friends around me? Am I in the
Yeah.
same?
Yep, same area, same spot. Just laying there on the ground. There's a wildfire spirit. Gila is also like she's like kind of laying on the ground ish.
I'm prone. I'm assuming, so I'll use my movement to stand up.
Yeah, so that's half your move.
Okay. And I'm gonna look around, real confused.
Yeah.
And that's my turn, I guess.
Okay.
I look at Valentina and just shrug. Huh?
Unfortunately, she can't see you through the ape.
Ah, okay, okay. Well, that makes sense. And okay, that's what I said I did. So that's my turn.
All right, Valentina, you have the initiative.
Okay, well, I got 2 bodies that I need to recover now. But there's a giant monkey on them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's try something funky. I'm going to bang the guard of my sword on my shield
Okay.
and cast Compel Duel.
Okay. It has failed its save.
I'm gonna shout some expletives in Dwarven.
Okay.
That was a bonus action, so I'll use my action to disengage and try and draw it back.
A wildfire spirit. Well, actually, no. Esperna, you should have had it go on your turn.
Okay. Can I command it with its being the first round that it's here?
Did you just summon it? No, because
I just summoned it on my last turn.
Yeah, so I mean, it's here now. You had a turn to do something with it. Did you use your bonus action?
No. I didn't use
Okay.
my bonus action.
Okay.
You're still gonna let me move it, or
I mean, what would you have done with it?
probably would have just had it, like I guess, help Valentina, if anything.
Okay. That's fine. I think Valentina just moved, so we would go to the top of the round. Posh, you have the initiative.
Yeah, cool. So I see Valentina's gone away.
Mhm.
I still see no ape.
Nope, no ape. She shouted and cast a spell of some sort, and then started to back away.
Okay. I'm super confused. But I still see Healer.
Yeah. So you've seen Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you know the Han Solo frozen in carbonite pose.
Mhm.
That's kind of what Heal is doing.
Okay. I have no idea what's going on, but I do see her carbonated up. So I'm just gonna try and pick her up and take her to like the tree area to the left.
Okay. When you interact with Hila, go ahead and make a Wisdom saving throw. Okay. Hila, you are. I need to put you back where you were. Broken free of the illusion. You see no ape. You recognize you are not covered in a mountain of lethal poo, and you are actually quite fine.
Okay. Oh, thank God you didn't roll fucking death failures.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god. Yeah.
Where's the monkey?
You tell me. Do you see it?
No.
I'm just gonna start yelling at them. Are you guys okay? You're acting really weird.
I just hear like a thumbs up. Yeah.
And I shrug, much like I did with the dismembered leg earlier.
Valentina, give me an advantaged wisdom saving throw as you see Gila free herself from the mound of poo. Okay, there you go. There is no monkey. In fact, it was all just a dream. But realistically, as you clear your head, like you see Gila emerge from the mountain of poo, kind of shake your head confusedly, and as you finish shaking your head and looking up, you see that the monkey is gone, just not there.
I'm going to look for tracks.
Can someone please tell me what the hell is going on?
Did I die?
Did I actually
No,
expend
you
a spell
just
slot?
fell.
Yes, you did
Okay,
expend your
okay.
spell slot. Any resources you used other than your HP are used.
Well, I don't want to go in the cave.
What the hell, you guys?
We need to go in the cave.
Nobody's going in the cave until somebody tells me what the fuck just happened.
There was a monkey, a big
There
monkey.
was no monkey. There was no monkey. There was never a monkey. Nothing came out of the cave.
It buried me in its monkey filth.
I'm gonna go over to her and start patting her down and like, are you okay? You scared me. Don't do that.
Valentina, tell her.
There was big monkey. I was ready to fight. She was smooshed in poop. It was disgusting.
Okay.
Did you not see any of that fight?
I've been standing here the whole time yelling like an idiot in monkey talk but there's nothing here.
Porsche was smooshed in less than 5 seconds.
Posh?
I mean, I saw a monkey hand, or a big hand, and then I think I died. And then I woke up and I saw everyone, and here we are.
Even I wouldn't shit on an enemy.
I wouldn't put it past you.
I would glare. I would glare at you for that.
Okay. So, some kind of who's-he-what's-it trickery is at work here. Because if all three of you saw this thing, it's something or other going on.
What was only difference between us and you?
Well, I was further back. I'm also a halfling. Maybe that has something to do with it.
I'm going
Did
in.
anyone?
Maybe we send in.
So Gila, do you go in?
Please don't go in. If we could just send in my fire spirit.
Okay.
So let me just
So
make
you-
sure how far away from me it can be. I think it can be pretty far away from. Fire spurt.
Rose.
I can only summon it within 30 feet of me. But I think it can still be separate from me for a while.
You just like send it to Europe. Don't forget to write.
Go fetch me some bread! Well, it doesn't say that it can't be far away from me, but I'll have to... Wolf, you want to make a ruling on that?
I'm looking it up right now.
Because I'm not seeing that it can or can't. So.
I don't see immediately anything about 30 feet.
I just have to like summon it within 30 feet of me.
All right. Actually, this is a really good opportunity. Let's go ahead and take our 10, and I can look that up for you, and then we can progress forward from here, if that works for everybody.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah, let's take 10. Be back.
Turning off the battle music.
Chat room, hang tight.
Greetings. It's a pleasure to meet you.
We good? We're back? All right, so you have emerged victorious from the harrowing combat with the silver great ape, giant ape, seemingly having escaped unharmed for the most part, just a little worse for wear mentally, I would imagine. It was, I believe, the intent of Gila to charge into the cave, but she was stopped by Espy, who is now going to be sending her wildfire spirit in. What do you tell the spirit?
Okay, so I'm going to tell the spirit to go into the cave and try to scare whatever is in there into coming out of it.
Okay.
Using its best judgment. But anybody listening to this conversation is going to notice that it's not in any kind of like language. It's just a bunch of like hissy noises and some crackly popping and things like that, like you might hear from a campfire.
So are you speaking Druidic, or like what language are you speaking?
Technically, that's just for flavor.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose if you want to get technical, I could address it in common or druidic. It doesn't necessarily. It doesn't technically say that there's a specific language that you speak to the spirit in.
No. It understands any language that you speak.
Yeah.
So, what language are you speaking to it?
Is there a language of flame?
I mean, what languages do you speak?
Fine, I'd finally probably speak into it in druidic. If you want to be lame.
Well, I'm not trying to be lame, but we need to follow the rules.
Well, it would be druidic.
Okay, so Esperna issues some commands in a language that you don't recognize. It might snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispie, but Druidic is its own thing. But so you tell it to go inside and try to scare out whatever's inside.
Yes.
I would grab one end of the net and indicate to Valentina to grab the other end and hold it over the mouth of the cave.
I will be staying over here.
So it's like a 25-foot cave entrance once you kind of see the actual size of the.
Do not want to be dealing with monkey again.
Perhaps then he should lay a trap between two narrow trees and lure it through.
Does everybody have like throwing weapons?
I do, yeah. I don't know. I
'Cause
will
we
need to
could-
make sure that they're not all messed up real
We
quick.
could all just hide.
I've got a
Because I don't think the
crossbow.
net's big enough to set up a trap in between two trees. Because it's just like a little fishing net. We could hide and then just huck stuff at the enemies that come out of it.
I mean, you can also throw a net, I believe.
We could also throw a net.
Yeah, it is thrown. It is a 5-foot range, so you throw it on something right next to you, or you can throw it up to 15 feet with disadvantage.
Oh, it's up to you guys. I'm flexible.
So the wildfire spirit goes into the cave a short distance and then reemerges a few minutes later and speaks to Esperna and says, "There is a path to the left and the right. Where should I go?"
Ooh. Left or right? What do y'all think?
Mm,
Lucky left?
Sure.
Lucky left.
left.
I cannot
left.
hear you from back here.
We're going left.
I do not understand, but okay.
Right. Tell it to go left.
Okay. A few moments later, you hear a loud crash
All right.
come from within.
Hearing that crash, can I hide behind this tree?
Yeah.
And I'm going to hide and prepare firebolt like I did before with holding my action until something other than the fire spirit comes out of the cave.
Okay. How long do you wait?
I'm prepared to wait for the full hour if I have to.
Everybody else?
Yeah.
Okay. An hour comes and goes.
Well,
By your best approximation, none of you have watches.
I'm gonna say that Guosahas.
Actually, hold on. Give me a survival check, please, everybody. This will be your time telling. I would. Well, I mean, we're good here. I would
Okay.
say that pretty much like. Well, Posh might get impatient, and be like, "Has it been an hour yet?" At like half an hour. And Gila is off by a fair bit as well. Like maybe she's closer to 45. But between Esperna and Valentina, you've got a pretty good grasp on like an hour has passed.
All right. Well, Guosahas didn't come back, so that means either A, it didn't find anything, or B, it did and got scared off or squashed or something. So we're back to either going in the cave or not going in.
Let's go in. Something had to have sent that after us if it was not of this realm.
I mean, I didn't see anything come out of the cave, so I feel pretty good about going in. Personally.
Are we done standing? I just am here kicking rocks. It has been an hour now.
Well, Guosahas didn't find anything. Or it did and didn't come back.
I did not know you had a name for it.
Well, of course, all creatures have names, you know.
Is it the same one you call, or is it whoever is available at time?
No, it's the same one.
If he went in there and got smooshed, and then you call later, is there no hard feelings?
The only time it has ever really expressed any amount of frustration with me was once I called it while it was raining. And it didn't much care for that at all. But I've expended my my will over it. I won't be able to call it for some time now.
I will go in the lead.
So what? Okay.
All right.
So Gila marches into the cave.
I'm probably going to take a torch out and follow her.
Okay.
I like
you'll
having that
find-
light behind me so that it doesn't interfere with what I
Yeah.
see in front of me.
I will take up rear guard.
Posh will go in front of Valentina with his lantern.
I don't know why that's not working. Give me just a second.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's. Okay. So Gila's taking the lead. Then I had Esperna behind her with a torch. What was next?
Posh with a lantern.
Okay. And lastly, Valentina, is that right?
Mhm.
Right. So you're heading into the cave. It's maybe 25 feet or so, and you do see indeed there is a split to the left and the right.
Well, I think it would be safe to assume that the left is where the fire spirit went and probably where that big crash came from. So something is obviously to the left.
Shall we check out the right and then maybe go left?
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, we know something's to the left, so if we find Bupkis to the right, we know we can always come back.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you guys headed?
To the right.
Wait a
To the
minute.
right.
I've got
Wait
a
a minute.
question. Do the tunnels look like the tunnels that we saw in the mine?
No.
Like, is it the same? Okay.
No, this looks like a maybe it was a natural cave that formed.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it was a mine or the same little small tunnels. This is actually much larger than that was.
Okay. Cool.
You guys want to head to the right, and I'm not going to enforce marching in here just because I find it's unless we get into a combat situation. So there's more of an exploration.
I have a couple of questions before we dive straight in.
Okay.
First off, do we have a sense of the inside of the cave, if it's carved like the mines we saw earlier, or if it's like really rough hewn like the uncouth tunnels?
I would just. Is there negative inspiration? No. Posh literally just asked me that, and I had answered that this is a natural cave.
Oh, I'm sorry. I clearly wasn't paying attention. My bad.
I'm actually going to stay at the fork
Okay.
and just try and use the light from the exterior to at least try and keep an eye out so nothing gets to jump on us.
Okay.
That is a good idea. Alright, so does the cave look to open up or get narrower or...
Yes. So I was letting you guys finish talking. Let me go
Sure.
ahead and reveal some more of it. So this here, it looks like it opens up into a much more spacious cavern. Up ahead, you can see what look to be maybe some wooden pallets, little bits and bobs strewn about inside, and there is indeed a source of light coming from within, just around the corner.
I would press on.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gila in the lead.
Sure. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
unless
Mm.
if there's light up front, should I go scout it out? Perhaps. Just to be safe.
Yeah. If you stopped
sh-
Tila, she would like move aside, let you by.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll just try and make my way close to the source of light that we see.
Okay, so Posh walks up toward the light. And as you get up to the corner, I'm going to need you to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw as the floor opens up beneath your feet. And it looks as though some creature has perhaps cleverly dug a pit. You manage to keep your footing and avoid falling into the trap.
Okay. Is it the whole length of the opening, or is it just like a bit of a
Just-
pitfall?
Do you kind of see my scribbles?
No.
No.
No? You guys don't see those?
I don't see any scribbles.
Oh, my map just disappeared.
Now I see your scribbles.
Ah, yeah. Yep, they're there.
Okay. Okay. So those scribbles are where the pit is.
Okay.
So
So
you'd
we can
be
go
like you'd be right here. So what you'll notice is that where the dirt has fallen in over the pit where it was dug out, there appear to be several strange. It almost looks like paper mache objects in the bottom of the pit.
Like, what kind?
I like just yellow shapes, like almost like balloon shaped or football shaped or.
Oh. I kind of motion everyone to come over carefully
Okay.
and point down to the balloon shapes.
So I mean, even a passive perception, now that you're looking at them, they look like wasp nests.
Oh. Okay. Glad I didn't do that. Okay. I'm gonna continue around the nests.
Okay. So as you kind of step around, let me go ahead and reveal some more. Now that you can come around the corner, you'll be able to see everything the light touches.
Put your faith in light.
It's going to take a sec while the mask undoes itself. So, all right. So you see a small fire in the center, and actually, what's not illustrated on this map, just because I didn't find the map or I didn't make the map, are just like barrels and crates and bowls and just like all kinds of goods, just like stacked in this cave. Sacks, barrels, piles of miscellaneous goods, things of that nature.
Okay. Okay.
You'll also notice that there is a platform towards the back, and it does appear that there is maybe a little bit more depth to the cave to the northwest that you just can't make out beyond the fire.
Okay. I'll make my way back to the group and just kind of relay everything I've seen.
I want to point out that you haven't been sneaking at all.
Right, I have not. I've not stipulated that I have. Okay.
So Posh casually walks back to the group. Know what he saw.
Well, knowing that there's, when he tells us that it's a campfire on the other side, then I would probably go ahead and douse my torch.
Okay.
So is
You
the
are-
cave? We're fairly certain that you haven't seen any kind of creatures or anything.
Not that I know of. No.
Hmm.
I to be fair, didn't check. But I mean, perhaps we check out the left at this point.
Could, or rather, does anybody else think that all those barrels and crates and things are filled with our stolen goods from
Mhm.
town?
Sure
Or
do.
from... So,
Offerings.
Hmm.
okay.
I could carry some back.
Well, should we check out the left first to make sure that we're alone in here before we start swiping from an unknown person or persons
I
So.
think we should wait here.
until they come back?
Indeed.
Ooh,
Could be fun.
we could set our own trap.
Exactly.
Yes.
We need to
Okay.
recover this one so that they don't know that we're here.
Ah, shit.
Hmm.
Hmm.
We'll worry about that in a minute. What should we do immediately? Like, check out the other branch? Go further into this branch?
I think we wait in this alcove.
It seems trapped as well, so I don't know if we want to perhaps either cautiously explore the left, or maybe we trap the mouth of the cave.
I think we should continue cautiously exploring. I feel like we may not be alone in here. Like, my gut just...
Hmm.
It seems...
Either they're here or they're out and they are coming back.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I think we ought to just make sure that we're alone, and then we'll know that we can set a trap, and it will be effective.
Okay.
We will
Let
need
me-
somebody
let-
who is good at detecting traps to lead the charge then.
Don't look at me, man.
I am fairly good at that. I think. Yes. Yes.
Well, lead on.
Okay.
All right.
Um,
So what is the plan?
am I the only one going? I'll be the only one. I'll go by myself, and I'll do
Wait.
the same. I'll just check.
Where are you going?
Oh, sorry, to the left branch of the
Okay.
caves.
Okay.
Sneakily
so-
and cautiously.
And checking for
Stealthily.
traps.
And yeah, looking.
So you sneak along the left path looking for traps. Is that correct?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, as well as make my way forward.
Right. So give me a stealth check and a search check.
Okay. Stealth. And search. Okay, cool. That's
All right.
cool.
So Posh creeps along the hallway as quietly as he can, making his way up the natural stone steps while making as little noise as possible. And as you kind of crest the top there, you'll see, actually, I'll have to put it on the map here. But these are blocks that appear to have fallen.
Oh. I see.
They're not impassable, just it looks like several large
Oh.
stones which struck the ground.
Don't be
see.
sad. It's
Help me
fine.
stop the scuffing.
I just realized what happened is all.
Okay. I'm gonna head back and relay that to the group.
Okay. You let the group know.
Mhm.
Now what?
Riddled with traps. It's riddled. We should wait here.
There was you saw the one break on the right, and then it did indeed continue further.
Past.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess, considering that we already set off that trap, and it was very loud.
Mm.
Anybody who was already in this cave would have heard it. So,
I don't
They-
think anyone's here.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Perhaps the illusion was a lock that was meant to be kept to be locked. We unlocked it. Maybe this is the perfect time.
Okay, well, I'm good with lying in wait. We gonna try to set up a trap for when they're coming into the cave.
I think so.
If
Okay.
we can reset spike trap or the pit trap.
Spike trap?
Sorry,
Oh,
the pit
okay.
trap. And then lay among the rocks. Perhaps we could ambush them when they come back to inspect. Lay a trap of our own between the mouth of the cave and ourselves. And when they come to
So-
inspect, they will get
Around
swept in our trap.
Here? Hmm.
Can make it appear as if someone was smooshed by rocks.
Yes.
When they go and try to pick pockets, and you grab them.
Yes.
Who is playing dead?
You look like you could use a nap.
It is not comfortable to lay in armor, less so on rocks.
I could do it.
But you are tiny. What if they miss you?
This is true.
Fine,
I'll
I've
do it.
slept on worse.
I think I am the most. I can lay down the best, is what I'm trying to say.
But you do not even sleep. Do you understand how laying down works?
I mean, I watch you guys all the time doing it, not in a weird way. I do.
I'm so
So I
glad
think-
you made the joke so I didn't have to.
I think I can do this. I think I've watched you sleeping enough that I can do.
Can
Well,
you lay down and try?
Sure, I lay down. Just is this
Yeah,
how?
motionless, like he's
like a
he's just
board.
perfectly still, as only a mechanical man could be.
It's pretty good,
I
right?
think you would be better hiding and maybe be ambush.
I mean, that would also make sense, yeah.
Let's reset the pit trap, and then I will lay among the rocks.
Okay.
Do you have a shovel?
Like one of us did. It might have been
I think it was.
Try
two of
to.
us.
Yeah.
Let me check quickly.
Yeah, it ain't me. Did we grab his bag?
Not any
We
of the
didn't,
things
'cause
that belong to
his-
him.
Oh,
His-
right.
his
yeah, of
bag's at
course.
Emil's.
This is own shovel as well.
Mm-hmm.
I have hand axes. That's what I've got.
Mm.
I mean, it's an improvised tool, but it could work
Can I
theoretically.
use my shield as a shovel?
Ooh, that's actually not a bad idea.
Mm.
I think
I
that's
like it.
fine. But are any of you proficient in tinkering, which is the trap making tool skill?
Nope.
I can whittle.
I can calligraphy.
I'm not even remotely close to good with tinkering.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, if you want to try an improvised tool and you want to try and make a basic pit trap, I'll let you roll tinkering at disadvantage. Just one person though.
I will be right back. I got something in my eye.
Okay.
Who has the biggest number next to tinkering?
I don't know what that means.
Not
Posh should
me.
not be the one to do it. Yeah, not me.
I have -1.
I am.
There's no smarties left in this
I
party.
am of average intelligence. I'm not very bright.
Somebody has to try.
I'm wise, but I'm not intelligent.
No, I mean, if you consider 10 to be the average, Posh, I would say that you are literally above average.
Oh god, that's not a good sign for us.
I mean, 10 is the natural human average. So a perfectly average human being would be 10s across the board. So anything above a 10 is above average.
I'm
take
dumb.
that, I guess.
Oh, don't say that. You have so many other amiable qualities.
It's a different kind of smart with Gila.
Street smarts.
Yeah.
Valentina, we nominate you to try.
Yep.
Over Posh.
Well, Posh
Okay.
doesn't even know, like, I don't know how smart either of them are.
Well, I would think that you would trust the benevolent word of God when it says that, points out
Okay,
one
all right, yeah.
particular person.
Never mind. I take it back, Valentina.
The spirits of nature are telling me that Posh should do it.
Posh, give it a go. I have
Okay,
this
wait.
inkling.
What am I trying to reset the trap or just
Yeah, you're trying to reset the pit trap using axes or a shield as a shovel at disadvantage.
Oh my god.
You might roll double 20s, bud.
Let's go.
Skills. Okay. Tinkering? It's tinkering, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Disadvantage? Okay.
Yes.
Well, fuck my life.
That wasn't bad.
A 12 does recover the pit trap.
Oh yeah, bud.
Under an expert eye, you could tell it's not as well crafted as it was. It's a bit easier to spot, but it is recovered, and you did manage to do so without disturbing any of the hornet nests within.
Oh, thank god.
Whew.
Posh is surprised, to say the least.
Okay. So now,
Hila's gonna grab herself a nap among the rocks.
now should I still use our snare spell?
Yes.
That I've got?
Mm.
Okay. I guess I should put it like right here in front of the rocks, right? So when they come over to pickpocket her.
Ooh, yeah. Or
Uh,
perhaps.
Grabs them.
And Hila will actually take her hand axe. If I have to take a wound for this, that's fine. She's gonna take her hand axe and give herself like a cut on the forehead.
No!
Whoa.
She wants it to look real. She wants to look like she got
I'm just
crushed by
gonna
some
throw
rocks.
some dirt on top of you.
She's gonna cut herself on the head. She's
No,
not even gonna
no.
ask anybody about it. This is the thing she would do. She
What
does
the
it
fuck?
fully. She would put a shallow cut on her forehead
Oh my god.
and another on an arm and make sure that those things were exposed.
I am just fussing over you like a mother hen. Like, what are you doing? Stop it.
Okay, yeah. The head wound bleeds profusely, like head wounds do. The arm, does its thing. It clots fairly quickly, but you definitely get some blood. It stings. Yeah, lose 1 hit point.
Sure.
You're lucky I'm so short. Or else I'd be like blotting your forehead right now.
All right, and now I am laying among the rocks there.
Okay.
I'm going to carefully sprinkle some dirt over you to make it look a little bit more realistic. I'm gonna try not to get it into your now open wounds. But it's probably not the worst thing
I've
that ever
had
happened.
way worse. I'm just saying.
Oh, no.
I'm in my
Alright.
element, baby.
All right, now here's the real question: where are the rest of us gonna hide?
Around the corner, in the room there.
In the main
What
room?
about over here? I can go here? Yeah, is that
Yeah, that's fine.
okay?
But they'll be able to see you if they look right.
I'll crouch down behind the rock.
He's gonna hide behind the rock there.
Yeah.
I just think
Can we
that you
guys
guys.
see my scribbles that I'm making there?
Not yet. It like for whatever reason you've got to like click off the window or something and then they appear, I think.
How do I make scribbles?
Right
I see
click
it.
and enter drawing mode.
I think that you guys should be waiting right here. Did you see that appear?
Is
Oh
it
yeah, I
up
saw it.
by the rocks?
It's to
logs?
the upper left of the
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
logs.
I see it.
Yeah, you can just use your your arrow pointers.
That's a very good idea.
Okay.
So
Okay.
hold on. Would it be better? Because it's a line of sight thing. So would it be better for Posh to like be here against the wall? Did that one not appear?
No, it's there. It's
Okay.
by the rocks.
Oh,
I'm thinking of hiding like right here.
So
'cause
that is
that's a line of
below.
sight.
And it's below. You can see how that ledge is raised.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
okay. I thought it was just
Drop off.
like flavor, texture. All right. How far down is that?
That's probably 5 feet.
So you wouldn't be able to climb that very easily.
I'd
Valentina
have to-
would.
I would have to jump up to catch the ledge and then haul myself over it like that. Well, I might not have to jump up. I could probably reach. Probably
what
just
if...
reach it.
So, if they come in through the mouth of the cave, see Healer beneath the rocks, we'll be by the fire, so we can't help her.
Well, I'll probably end up hiding behind the rocks.
Right.
Well, just put
Like over
put
in the
yourself
far left
put
corner.
yourselves where you want to be.
And then I'm gonna lay my trap, my snare spell, right here.
Okay.
I guess, do we want to be sure that there's nothing else in here before we post up and wait?
That is a good point.
I don't want to
Now that I look at
go
the map,
falling into any other traps. It's been so dangerous so far.
I feel like with the ruckus we've made, if there was something, we would have seen it by now.
Also that.
Hmm. Although,
Wouldn't it be better to have a full grasp? Like, what if there's another path on the opposite side that we don't know about?
Well, I
And we're
mean,
putzing around over here.
Posh could go. Posh is our trap guy. He could go exploring while we're lying in wait.
there's the thing I do now. Yeah. Okay. I'll.
He can just do a once around, cover our backsides while we're sitting here, and if he gets in trouble, we'll come a running.
Yeah. I do want to go see what's above those crate pallet-looking things. To the right.
It's gonna be really bad if something's back there and they've just been watching us this whole time. They're just like, oh, they reset the pit trap. They're so dumb.
I'll yell if there's anything.
All right,
Okay.
I'm gonna hunker down in this corner and hide.
All right, go ahead and give me your stealth check since you're hiding. Gila, give me a perform check. Give me your play dead.
Oh, that's not. Wait. I have a. Never mind. Nothing.
Okay.
I was gonna say, can I
Valentina?
have like an advantage or something for the wounds I gave myself?
Mm.
But
And the dirt I sprinkled on top of you.
Maybe I'll give him disadvantage on a perception check if anything comes to take a look at you.
okay.
But I was giving you you set the baseline to beat there with that 8.
Eat.
Valentina?
I do not exactly want to venture into the open area. So I think I'm gonna post up against the wall around the
Do you
corner
wanna-
here,
Okay.
Do you want to take my spot? Because I'll go and check.
behind this
Up.
tiny rock.
Yeah, in your big plate armor.
Your big shiny plate armor.
Okay.
Okay, so how big is this rock?
Large enough to hide behind.
Okay.
God, that would be
Give
so
my-
funny if it was just like a tiny little SB size stone.
You might disadvantage stealth check.
Oh
Alright.
no.
Okay, well, doing great there.
God, we came up with such a cool plan, and the dice are
Yeah.
just not with us.
Okay. So Posh wants to go here. Checking for traps, being stealthy, looking around, being extra cautious, extra aware of everything that's going around him. Hopefully.
So I will take a search and a stealth, but when you say looking around, what do you mean?
I'm looking for anything. So one, traps for sure.
Mhm.
And also anything that is alive. That is in the cave.
Okay. So give
Okay.
me stealth, search, and perception.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's start with perception. Search. Okay, and stealth.
How do
Hey.
you plan to see beyond the light? Because that area up there is
Fuck.
not lit.
Mm-hmm. Very good point. If I get my lantern out, that just completely dissolves my stealth. Shit. Do I see in my search and perception? Do I see anything to my left in the glow of the fire?
What do you mean?
Do I see anyone?
Oh, no. I would have
Okay.
let you know if you saw anything or anybody.
Okay. In that case, then I'm gonna get out my hooded lantern and
Okay.
hopefully shine enough light so I can see to the front of me.
Okay. When you get the hooded lantern out, go ahead and make another perception check. At advantage. Well, no, not at advantage. Standard. For the briefest of moments, you could have sworn that you saw like a shadow that shouldn't have been there and maybe like a footprint on the ground, but when you look closer, it's not there.
Which in front of me.
Yes.
Okay.
So hooded lantern lit. Be able
Yeah,
to
what does
see
that
about
mark?
this much.
Okay. And the footprint shadow was in front, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna. Are these kind of steps here?
Yes.
Those?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna make my way.
Do you see my pointer?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so
Is
it
it
would
where
have been yeah, around
Okay.
there.
Well. Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna head just in this little corner here and just check it out.
In what way?
In a way, with what I know, with what Posh knows about the whatever this is, the being, I guess, about disappearing, reappearing, and it being sneaky. I just want to swing my lantern about and just make sure that everything is being looked at in a way
Sure,
that
yeah.
if there is something there, I can.
Well, there's not really enough for me to justify giving you another check. So you've seen what you would see.
Okay. Okay. Posh feeling pretty confident there's nothing there. He's going to make his way to the steps. Again, I would like to be perceptive of
Right.
anything that is...
I'm keeping the same rolls, so just keep going.
Cool. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do want to light up the areas that I can't see, so I want to.
Right. So that's everywhere. So you can kind of see on the map the light is already naturally covered. So you're in a dark area now. Oats. So you see here a large glass jar resting atop a small disc, and inside it looks like snow is falling, and that's sitting on like a little pedestal.
Posh's little greedy hands are feeling greedy. But he knows better. I wanna. So it's on a pedestal.
Yes.
I wanna search. I wanna kind of. I wanna look. I wanna not touch it. I'm just gonna look at it very intricately, and just check if there's anything funky or trappy about it.
Sure, you can roll a search check.
Oof.
I mean, very much the same as what I told you. It's a large glass jar sitting atop like a small little bronze disc, which is on top of a stone. And it looks like inside the jar it looks like there's snow.
Mm-hmm. Is the disc? Does it have any writing? Any kind of markings or anything?
Not that you can see through the jar.
Right. Okay. Okay. I'll leave it there for now. I'm not that confident that whatever it isn't going to hurt me. Ooh.
Mhm.
Wait. Okay. It's got snow in it.
Yeah.
Okay. And the ape was white.
Yeah.
Like snowy white.
Sure.
Okay. All right. No, that's cool. Okay. Posh is going to make his way around to this area here, if that's possible.
So you come back down the steps and over this way?
Yes. Yeah. If
Okay.
do I carry my same? Am I carrying my same search and rolls for the whole
Uh,
cave?
No, you'll need a new search check
Okay.
since you have expended yours.
Right. Oh, what's going on here? It's crashed. No. Sorry, that was weird. Here we go.
That's fine. No, I mean it already rolled.
Oh, okay. Shit. Sorry. It
So
froze
that
for me for some reason.
right. So that we'll take the 12. That was the first roll. So in here you'll see that it looks like a massive pile of straw or hay, and something has burrowed a little tunnel or hole into it.
Okay. Just like a little home. Not. It's
Yeah.
not going down into the earth.
You wouldn't know unless you went in there.
Is this rope or is this some kind of boarding in front?
It's like pieces of wood. It's not really a fence or anything, just laid there.
It's weird. Okay, I'm gonna just go kind of before it.
Okay. So with your search check, you'll notice that the pieces of wood are very actually intricately and deliberately balanced against one another, and following like the natural line of how they're set up, you eventually will look up, and with your lantern you can see that there are several what look to be like sacks suspended on the ceiling above.
Right. Would I be able to kind of figure out if this is a trap or not, or just some kind of?
I mean, you're pretty sure that if you disturb the boards, it will make it so that the things above you fall down.
Okay. I'm gonna ruffle through my bag
Mm-hmm.
and throw in a. Oh god. I'm gonna throw some ball bearings into the little house thing that I see.
Okay. So you hear the sound of ball bearings hitting hay.
Okay. Nothing's disturbed. Nothing's kind of.
I mean, it's a ball bearing into a big stack of hay, so
Okay.
no.
Okay. All right. This is weird. I'm confident I've seen what I need to see. And if I come down here, Is there much in this corner that I'm missing? No.
Just another ledge. This one taller than the other. This is about 10 feet
Okay.
up.
All right. I'm gonna make my way back to the front of the cave and just, I guess, tell Valentina because the other two are over being trapped. Okay. Yeah. I'll relay everything that I saw. The shadow, the snow globe, and the little hay. Everything.
Okay.
Back to that.
Do you believe it is still here?
I think so. I think whatever this is, it's if it doesn't want to be found, we won't find it unless we know exactly what it is. But whether or not there's more outside of the cave, I don't know. I couldn't tell.
So she is laying in dirt for no reason.
Maybe I can't say for certain. We could just be wasting our time in this cave, or this could just be it. And there's one thing, and it's maybe as afraid of us as we are unsure of it.
Well, let's think this through.
Hmm.
If it is in here, that means it cares about what is in here.
True.
So, maybe if we begin to break things?
I do like that idea. Or, I mean, this is still property of people. What if we just take what it has and see what it does?
That is
Gila,
good too.
about a split second before a squeal erupts from the cavern, you're pretty sure you feel something poking around near you. But then, like I said, a split second later, there is a screech and a squeal, and it seems as though that Esperna's trap has been sprung. But you see
Yes.
nothing. You see nothing in the snare itself.
I will leap to it anyway. I will leap on top of it.
So you loose yourself from the rocks and leap to the magical snare.
Yep.
There is definitely a solid object that you're unable to see suspended within it.
We got it. We have it.
It begins to shriek no in common.
What problem solves itself?
Know what? Show yourself.
It
I guess
shrieks.
we'll head over.
Okay. So it shrieks no again and says that it says you're here to take, you're here to hurt.
We don't have to hurt. We do have to take.
Are you like hugging it? What is your?
Yeah,
I have it.
I have it kind of grappled. Yeah.
Okay.
Hugging, I suppose.
Well, bear hugging is a form of hugging.
I do kind of want to be comforting. I want it to show itself, and I want it to know that I mean it no harm.
It feels very rough in your arms, and it's definitely squirming.
Relax.
So you've got a pretty good hold on it there. So
I mean,
maybe
my
we should
strength
try
is
to
crazy.
tie it up. While you've got it grappled, we can tie it up.
It's squirming and says, "No, you'll take me back to Hobs."
Who's Hobs?
Hobs Green. Green Hobs.
We will not take you back to the Hobs.
How sneak peek know you not lie?
I suppose you don't.
Ooh, do we have anything that we could show it to show that we killed the hobgoblins?
Actually, yeah.
We've got
I would
a lot of shit.
like there's blood all over me. I'd say this is hob blood.
Why you kill Hobs?
Cause they're dicks.
They tried to kill us first.
And
Not
children.
understand dicks.
Mean.
Bad.
Oh, yes, Hobbs
Hurt.
very mean. But why you kill Hobbs?
Because they were mean. And they tried to harm children.
I just want to say I had a voice for this character, but I do not feel well. So if we come back to this character later in another session, I do one. That's why.
Okay.
So you eventually feel the squirming stop, and then appearing in your arms is a small reddish brown lizard-looking creature about the size of Esperna. It has a tail, reptilian head. Definitely not a lizard folk though. It's a much longer face, and much smaller than lizard folk. Trying to think. Esperna definitely wouldn't have. Valentina might have seen one before if she spent time on the coast. Posh may have seen one before if he spent time on the coast, which I know he was at sea. But Gila, you've probably seen these before, but they're usually in much worse shape. Usually picked clean of their scales.
Okay.
It's a little kobold.
I'm not gonna harm you. If I let you go, will you stay and talk to me?
It looks at you very cautiously through squinted eyes and nods slowly.
I let it go.
It tumbles, it falls to the ground with a thump, and kind of picks itself up and like in that very cowery, like rat-like demeanor, kind of scooches backwards and pushes itself up against the wall.
We will not harm you. What did you say your name was?
Sneakbeak.
Sneakbeak. I'm Gila.
Come from Farclay.
Barclay. This is adorable. I can't. I'm sorry. How did you get here? Did they bring you here?
Sneakbeak come from Farclay. Small clay. Water all sides. Longtails
too.
offer shinies and blood to great Razamistralix. Live in tall cave that breathes fire. Hobs come in long ships while lady sleeps. Take many longtails for sparkle slaves. Stick them on big float in sacks and chains. Gobs use longtail scales for queer soups and make longtails teach them wiggle fingers.
I did not get any of that.
Basically, to translate, I'm thinking that this little one came to us from the Dragon Slayer on an island
Yes.
to the west and was stolen with its brothers and sisters as a slave to mine for
He
the
nods-
hobgoblins who were
Nods
stealing.
vigorously.
Huh?
He nods vigorously along with you and says, "Yes, Lady Raza, wake while Hobbs steal longtails, make the tall cave breathe fire. Big float, burned by mountain. Sneakbeak escape in water, but swim wrong way and end up on clay not small. Water only one side, and no way to get home, so run and run. Sneakbeak get big thirsty, find lots of water, not salty. Sneakbeak get big hungry, no food. But Sneakbeak find pink mud cave. No pink's not like the longtails, so Sneakbeak use wiggle fingers to not be seen. Only stay until not hungry was plan. But Hobbs and Gobs chase and Sneakbeak so tired. Also, good food at pink mud caves.
I'm gonna sit down and give him a ration. I'm gonna offer it to him anyway. I'm gonna hold it out to him. Is Sneakbeak hungry now?
And he shakes his head no and says, "No. Pinks leave happy presents for Sneakbeak. Sneakbeak give gift back. When Dogman and Bigtails come, Sneakbeak scare them with wiggle fingers and take food from pink bowls."
Dog man?
And also,
Village. And maybe Ida.
Did Mads have dogs?
no.
I don't remember Mads
No.
having. What gift did you give the Pinkskins?
Well, Sneak Peek give gift when Dogman and Big
Greetings.
Tails
It's
come, scare them with wiggle fingers.
pleasure to
and
meet
Tall
you.
Cats don't like long tail wiggle fingers and stay gone too. No more Tall Cat tricks. Sneak Peek like little clay
Should
of pink mud
backseat.
caves and want to stay. They give meat gifts and shinies.
The kids.
Mm. Mm.
Oh crap!
We can
Alright,
make this work. We can make this work. We can tell the alderman for just a little food, Sneak Peek will stop stealing, right?
Well, are you saying that to Sneak Peek?
Yes.
Sneak Peek not steal. Take gifts.
They have been giving him offerings, technically.
Agreed.
Technically.
However, before that, they were stolen from, right?
Agree.
Yes.
And shiny things very interesting.
So,
I won't let them
If-
harm him. I won't.
if they know that he's up here, the likelihood of that increases exponentially.
Mm-hmm. Vanya is not a fan of whatever's going on, so maybe.
Well, Vanya just wanted to appease them, right?
So she
There's
would
3
be
factions in town.
down for it, but I think they're under the misconception that it's more than just a kobold.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What about a meal? What if he stays with a meal?
He can't. There's no way they'll let him be in the village.
And I think he's
They
pretty...
don't even. They probably don't
comfy.
even know what he is. I don't even know what he is. Other than a long tail, I guess is what they're called.
He's the prettiest kobold I've ever seen. They're back home, and normally hobgoblins steal their scales because it amplifies their magic. They make great vessels.
Sneak Peek nods emphatically. Hobs make us teach wiggle fingers. They take scales and use in queer soup.
Mm.
Not good.
Potions.
Mm-hmm.
If they know that
Oh,
he means no harm,
The alderman wants the village to be at peace with this. So, really, what we're talking about is finding a way for the 3 factions in town to be okay with this. But in order to do that, I think that we should not reveal that he's up here until we get a better sense of how people are going to react.
Of
which means,
course.
like interrogating people about this. Because maybe some people would be cool with just leaving out, little shinies and meat gifts and things like that for however long tails live. But I have serious concerns that somebody's going to come up here and try to harm him.
I agree, and I
That-
won't let them harm him.
That being said, we also have a quest to turn in. And
Right.
if we don't find an end or a solution to this, we don't get paid.
We've already been paid.
Technically, we have some monetary value that has to be turned in, and we're not getting paid out of that. And frankly, the 7 the 7 gold that we each get out of the hobgoblins is not enough to cover my expenses for this trip.
Okay, I have a world lore question. How would the birds react if we brought Sneak Peek back to them?
I mean, he's uncouth, so he's basically seen as a savage.
I want to get him back to the dragon. If we can't secure his place here,
Well, he has expressed that he wants to stay here.
I know.
Mm.
The humans, they've
Yeah.
they've hired us, the pinkskins, like us. They've hired
The
us to
Pinks
kill
talk
you.
long time. Sneak Peek worried more come. You need to go.
I'm trying to help you, Sneak Peek. They've hired us to kill you. I don't want that to happen. You need to return to the dragon.
Why kill?
Because they misunderstand the deal that you have.
Pinkskins mean.
Well, as GM, were you hired to kill him?
No, technically. We were just hired to investigate and figure out what the heck was going on and try to put a stop to
But
it.
they will kill, and I'm trying to get him out of here.
Well, the alderman seems like, again, that he just wants the village to be at peace. He doesn't care what the solution is as long as the whole mess is like, if people are cool with it. So I think if we go talk to the villagers, we can get a better sense of, okay, maybe this is something we can propose.
Well, the issue there, if he exists, more hobgoblins will appear.
Mm.
Hmm.
Why do you say that?
Because they came looking for him the first time?
Did they?
Yeah, they expressly told us that they were looking for him.
Were they looking for him or
His scales, they reacted to the scales.
I can't give any more of a hint than that. Sorry.
I like, that's how I understand it.
No, that's
Team.
right. I understand that. That's how. That's.
Mhm. I mean, we have what we've found what we needed. As much as I would like to help the little sneak peek, if he doesn't want to be helped, and he gets caught by the hobgoblins, that's not on us, right?
No, I mean, I agree with you there, but did Sneak Peek, did you take something from the hobgoblins?
Oh, that's right.
What do you mean?
Did you steal? Take something for Wiggle Fingers?
Did
it
Hobbs give
steal
you
it?
a gift?
Is it steal when Hobbs tried to kill?
What
Um,
what did you take?
Small thing. Find on boat.
Sneak peek. What was the snow globe?
Lever trap.
Oh, okay. Cool. Never mind.
It's very cool. Cold.
Ah, I see. But that's not what you took?
No, small shiny thing. Find on boat. Boat on fire. Shiny thing sink. Sneak peek take.
But what was the shiny thing?
You will take if sneak peek show.
No,
It's that
How do
or
I-
your life, Sneak Peek. We
You
can't.
have taking badge. Sneak peek see it.
I do.
Your bird badge.
Hmm. No, sneak peek. We only take if we have. We don't have, we can't take. If you
Sneak
don't
peek.
give it to us, we won't have it.
Sneak Peek, would you trade shiny thing?
Maybe.
Trade for other shiny?
Maybe.
We bring good shiny, you trade?
Would have to see.
Okay, so if we bring him something shiny, he will give it to us, and then we give that thing bust out the hobgoblin chief out of town, give him the shiny, send him back to where he came from so that he's not bothering the village anymore. Everybody wins!
It's not
Sneak
a bad
peek.
idea.
Will you show just one of us the shiny thing if we promise to not take it so that we can be sure that we bring you something of equal shiny? Or better.
You put claws away, and Sneak Peek will show.
I put claws away.
He means he wants you to
My
put your
flails.
hands away.
Oh,
No, your
sure.
hands.
I put them behind my back.
All right. So he'll lead you into the main section of the cave, and he'll duck under one of the big piles of just like miscellaneous goods, and he'll come out with a little box, and he'll open the little box, and inside you see this tiny silver key and matching lock.
Okay. All right. Okay, Sneak Peek. We're going to leave you now. Can I find you here later to warn you of danger?
It's time for shiny bowls.
You're gonna have to skip shiny bowls today. I have food you can have. You're going to have to skip shiny bowls today. You're gonna have to. They don't think that you're a friend the way that you think that they are friends.
Roll persuasion.
Sure. Negotiation?
Yes, negotiation. Thank you. He sits down in a harumph on one of his piles of objects.
I hand him a ration.
He'll take it, but
That's what
ration's
you'll
not a
eat
meat
today. And we'll be back with a shiny that's better than that shiny for trade. Okay?
If he had eyebrows, he would be arching them at you. And he says, Sneak Peek, think this greatest shiny in whole cave.
Why?
Because it does wiggle fingers.
Okay. What kind of wiggle fingers?
Sneak Peek not know yet.
Okay. Thank you for showing me, and thank you for listening. I will be back to tell you what we need to do to keep you safe. Okay?
He shrugs.
All right. And I will go back out to meet the others and say we have to go.
For once, I think that is absolutely right.
For once, wow.
Not for... Okay, that one came out. Terrible. Open mouth, insert foot.
Okay. So we're gonna give him something magic and shiny magic.
Yeah, I would relay to them that he has a magical lock and key, and it's his favorite thing. And that I've convinced him not to go do shiny bowls, to go take the offerings today.
That was good call.
So that we can talk to the alderman and try to work this out.
Negotiating with people is gonna be a lot less fun than talking to Sneak Peek.
Well, in the interest of getting you guys there, somebody's not ready, so I'm assuming you still have some.
No, that's just me not looking at it.
Oh.
Sorry. Yep.
Right. So in the interest of getting you guys there, just kind of tell me what your plan is, and we can expedite some of the rolling process to get it done since we have a shortened session tonight.
Gila would insist that we figure out a way to get Sneak Peek out of there without being harmed because she promised that he was not going to be harmed. Well, I guess she technically only promised that she wouldn't harm him, but, like, still, she wants to get him out unharmed. We have to tell the alderman exactly what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And convince him not to hurt Sneak Peek.
I agree that we have to be honest with the alderman, but in private.
Yes.
And
And
then,
somebody who's better at negotiating with pinkskins than me ought to do it.
And then maybe either before or after we speak to him, we should talk to the other faction leaders in
let-
town.
Let me ask a question real quick.
Sure.
Would you guys like to have these conversations in our next session, or are you eager to just go ahead and get things done with and move on? I'm okay with either.
I don't care either way. I'm a little bit loath to have these conversations because I'm frightened of them.
No matter what, you'll have to make the same rolls. It's just,
Sure.
do you want to have the conversations for flavor and so that they're said?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anybody desperate to do the role playing? I could go without.
Yeah, they're not gonna like Posh at all. So I mean, that takes me out.
I don't know. I feel like I would end up being the negotiator.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Yeah. I don't know how well I see those conversations going. Mostly because I'm not 100% sold on it myself.
Well, what are you feeling like should be the plan?
I feel like he doesn't necessarily belong here, but we don't exactly have a exit strategy.
To me, it's more that we don't have any means of getting him home. And even if we did, that's a long, very dangerous trip. And even if we get him away from the village, where are we going to send him? To another village to just start the whole process over again?
You don't have
So
to.
you may-
Like, if we can
He
get
may as well just stay here.
if we can get the villagers to be like, oh yeah, our scraps, and once in a while a broken thing that we don't use anymore into the bowls, then either he'll lose interest and leave, or he'll be happy and satisfied with that.
It could be a local quirk. Like the Oracle Lake. You know? Bring in some tourism. Happy village.
Is that the spin we're gonna try and take?
Tourism. It's gonna up your tourism.
I don't know, because I don't see there being any benefit for the village to agree to continue with it.
We'll give the scales. We will
But
give
what
the box
about-
of scales.
Well, isn't his presence here what's causing the lack of raids around the village?
Yeah, the dog man and the big cat people.
Yeah, like he's keeping the other uncouth and the tabaxi and the other raiders and things like that away.
Oh wow, I completely misread that. I thought that. Wow, nothing. I'll tell you guys later.
Like he's doing
think-
his wiggle fingers, his magic, literally, to scare
I
them
think-
off.
Yeah, I think we really
Greetings.
drive the
It's
point home that
Pleasure to
he
meet
is
you.
he's not a burden. He's something that should be kept in the village.
He should,
Yeah.
Because without him,
he should be prized.
He should be, because without him, they might be, because the village is quite prosperous, correct?
Yep.
As far as villages go, they do quite well for themselves.
Yeah. So they could be raided tomorrow if he is left. If we kill him.
Right. So a few like Doxy was saying, a few bits of scrap and some broken objects are a small price to pay for prosperity and safety.
I
They
think
don't
that's not a
have
bad
to-
angle.
Yeah, they don't have to worship him, but maybe treat him with a little bit more respect, perhaps.
Honestly, some villages would worship him.
I mean, yeah, he's just a little fella. He,
Well,
I
what if,
don't think he realizes how important he is.
what if we don't tell the village the truth about him then? What if we paint a picture
Ooh.
of some kind of mystical force of something, and that they're tributes.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
now we're getting away from negotiation into deception, and that's not a
I'm
strong
pretty
suit.
deceptive.
Right, but will they listen to you?
No, not at all. Okay. I think.
Well, if we are okay, so if we're not that deceptive, maybe we just come clean to the alderman and let him deceive the village.
Yeah, we could go that route. Maybe it would go the angle that it would give him some clout that he struck a bargain with this being,
Mm-hmm.
and by doing so, it prevents the raiders.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we go talk to Sneak Peek, we tell him that the arrangement is keep away whatever tries to come towards the village, and the village agrees to continue giving offerings.
Yeah. And we're gonna have to talk to the alderman anyway, so that he'll release the hobgoblin into our custody again.
Right, but we then still have the issue of
Getting the shiny.
yeah.
Mm. What do we have? What about that? No, it's not magic though. The sword that we found.
Actually, that's a great idea, because we do know that it has some kind of magical property, right? Because it's silvered, right?
What?
It's the cutlass, the fancy one.
It has silver and jet, yeah, but
We don't know
nobody
for
said
sure that
anything
it's
about it being
magic
magical.
yet.
Oh.
Can we like set it on fire and go, ooh, magic? Or is that not a good thing to do?
He can detect
I-
magic, is what he was
Yeah,
getting at. He doesn't know what magic the lock and key does.
Ah.
He just knows that it is magic.
That's what he said, yes.
Well, if he can detect magic, we could offer it to him, and then he'd be able to tell us.
Hmm.
I mean, he's clearly capable of being invisible.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
apparently creating giant illusory apes.
So he probably could detect if it's magic. Did we appraise that sword or no?
I don't think so.
Nope.
And our appraiser is gone.
Yeah. Do we have it on us, or is that in his bag?
It'll be in his possessions.
Yeah, it'll
'Cause
be
I don't
it'll
think
be with
anybody else
Emil.
took it.
Okay. I like the idea of giving the alderman a little bit of clout.
Oh, I have an idea, but I don't think Posh is gonna like it.
Oh no. Am I magic now? Do I stay here with him?
No, but you know what is magic?
Mm,
The teddy.
Your stuffed animal,
But-
Teddy.
I mean, to be fair, I did get it for free. To be fair, it is mine.
I'm not saying you have to. I'm just throwing it out there as an option.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying yes. Let's keep our options open. But I mean, if I have to give away my teddy bear, I'll give away my teddy bear.
Esperna, I should point out that you are proficient in insight, and that means that you can appraise things.
Oh. Good to know. Appraiser's back, everybody.
Shall we see the?
So,
Council.
give me an idea of. Well, we're about to call it here. We're no matter what, we're gonna pick up the rolls next time, just because I want to respect Doxy's time. We started about an hour late, so. but I would like to know what the plan is, and then actually, since we'll be starting another session next time, I'll give you guys the option once again. We can either role play it or we can just jump into the rolling, and then from there, I'll pretty much be able to take the lead. But I just want to know what the plan is.
Step number 1: return to town.
Well, yes.
We will-
Just
Okay.
give me a high level overview.
Agree
here.
or
I don't need a
disagree?
step by step.
Team, we tell him what's happening with the kobold, why it's been taking things, what we think it should do, and that he's actually a blessing because he's stopping the raids. We just have to get this lock and key back to the Hobs, the hobgoblins, so that the hobgoblins stop coming looking.
Yes, this is the alderman.
So we
that we're
need,
speaking
yes.
to in private.
Yes. So we need to offer him something in return for the lock and key to stop the hobgoblin raids, and then everything will be well again as long as they're willing to have a symbiotic relationship with.
Yes.
Mhm.
And we need the hobgoblin released back into our custody.
Yes. If he's not already dead. So that's, I think, what we want to
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Point of
We
order.
I think we still have a couple of days
Weren't
before
the Baron's men called? Yeah.
Yeah, but they won't be here for at least another day or two, I think.
Right, but then they show up and then, oops, no prisoner.
He got away.
Whatever. The birds killed him. Who cares? Whatever.
That's all
That's
stuff
the
that we can
plan.
negotiate with the
Yeah.
alderman.
Okay. All right. So is everybody comfortable with leaving it there for now?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Then that's where we're going to go ahead and call session for the night. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. I apologize that we were an hour late. We encountered many technical difficulties. Unfortunately, it just, that sometimes the computer says no. We're going to go ahead and call it and take a break and discuss when our next session is. But if you are anybody who is interested in kind of catching up to where we are now or going back and rewatching something, they are all uploaded to YouTube, as well as you can watch them on Doxy's VOD. But if you would like updates, please follow the Ritual Cast on Twitter. I don't know if Doxy can put a link to that in chat.
Absolutely.
And we will tweet when we are going live next.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Stick around. We're going to raid. Please be active in chat so that you become part of the raid. Love you. Bye.